Hello everyone, welcome to ALR. We're here tonight for Monday's night action, which means it is silver, it is Azerbaijan, and this is round 4 of season 4 of the World Championship. Of course, we are here with 20 turns at around this 6 kilometer long circuit, the second longest on the Formula 1 calendar, and also it is the same compound of tyres that we used in Monaco just over a week ago then. But of course, this street track is quite different, isn't it, to the Monaco when we was visiting just a few days ago. This is a lot more quicker and a lot more. There's a lot more perils, isn't it? I'd say that Monaco is the most toughest circuit on all the Formula One calendar, but this one is a very close second, in my humble opinion. And Charles Leclerc had got the fat lap record around here from Formula One terms, but what about the silver? What about silver terms? I hear I say, well, it's Eat the Cookie who's got the all-time, has got the fast lap from season 1, 39.653. Is that going to be beaten tonight then? Well, we're going to find out. Last season's pole position was Payne's, who also went on to win his one and only Grand Prix in his ALR career. Payne's did, of course, unfortunately, before he decided to exit stage left then, which is such a shame. That we've had 3 different Grand Prix winners in the first 3 races here. Eat the Cookie season 1, Nude Potato, sorry, it's Infamous Pillar season 2, and last season was Payne's End. So we are guaranteed, I believe, to get a new winner again here tonight as well, because those 3 drivers are not on the grid anymore in ALR Silver now. And talking of ALR Silver in the Drivers' Championship, it is young Tommy who leads the World Championship. He is 10 points in front of Dylan now, who has dropped down to second position there. Curly Red with a very impressive 2 opening rounds from him. Then is now up in the 3rd position. Fantastic. Vitor Moon at 3 positions as well. Welsh Marnado has moved up 7 positions. And also her teammate New Potato has moved up 10 positions. The Williams drivers had flying up the order very nicely indeed. Then also Reflections moving up 3 positions as well. Then we've got a couple of drivers that have just dropped down a few positions. At the bottom is Gunasti and BP. All haven't hasn't put a time in just yet, have they? In the Constructors' Championship, it is Alpha Tower that leads the way at the moment, then, which is well, the complete opposite of what's happening in gold at the moment for the AlphaTauri team. Unfortunately, I think they're in negative points now after both drivers getting -5 points last night. Unfortunately, Mercedes are at second at the moment, 5 points away from the AlphaTauri team. Alpine in 3rd position. Williams, who have been the strongest team so far, but unfortunately, in qualifying trim anyway, unfortunately, they haven't really got done very well in terms of race trim yet, have they? Ferrari are in 5th position then, as Red Bull dropped down to 6th position. McLaren are status quo in 7th, with Haas down 2 positions there. Aston Martin off the foot of the table there with a great performance there from Marquis last week. And Alfa Romeo are down in 10th position then on 3 points then. So that is the drivers and the constructors standings then. So young Tommy at the moment are leading the way then. Both AlphaTauri teams are leading the way then in the drivers' championship moment, which is a very good stuff indeed, isn't it? We had a very good race last week, didn't we? Of course, it was the reserve driver who took the plaudits, didn't he? There it was Leo Cat then. Of course, we had a lot of cat puns last week, didn't we? But of course, which we also had some last night as well, didn't we? Which was absolutely fantastic stuff. It really was. But Leo Cat, I don't think he's in the session tonight. So let's see how that one goes then. So we've had 3 different Grand Prix winners then in the opening couple of rounds here. We have had we had in the first Grand Prix of the season, which I can't remember now. It is, Dylan who won the first Grand Prix, didn't he, back in Bahrain, and his debut as well. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Of course, in round 2, we have Curly Red, who won his first ever Grand Prix in fantastic style in the Spanish Grand Prix. Then Leo Cat won last one. So 3 for 3 so far in ALR Silver. We're going to get 4 for 4. In terms of pole positions, Marnado's on pole position in Bahrain. New Potato, pole position in Spain. And Siege today in Monaco. And getting pole position last week as well. We've had 3 different poles. This is 3 different fastest lap winners. We've also had 3 different Grand Prix winners as well. I think we're just waiting for someone to get into the session then, and this gives me a great opportunity then to go through the comments, and shall we? All right, then we've got Gordo saying hello. We've also got Gio saying good evening. Also, the title is wrong as well, BTW. I think it was wrong originally, but luckily the admins have put it right. Good stuff, Gooder. Good luck, everyone. on. Cheers, fresh evening, sexy brows. And I think that must be all about my beautiful brows. Unfortunately, they're not very sexy at all, to be honest. They're a bit well, I don't know what they are really. I just draw them on personally. Bro Grilla saying evening shot. Hello, Bro Grilla. Hope you're well. Bradfield saying thank you, Mushroom. Then it's it's great stuff indeed. There, so we've got a lot of loving going on in the old chat at the moment. Becca's asked, Sean, any fact about Azerbaijan then? Well, the only interesting fact I got about Azerbaijan, I think it's the only race which is below sea level, isn't it? If I'm not very much mistaken, on the finish line is below sea level. The other fact that might be interested, that you guys might be interested in, is, of course, the first ever Azerbaijan race was 2017. Or sorry, the first ever Azerbaijan Grand Prix was 2017. The first ever race here was 2016 when it was called the European Grand Prix for some unknown reason. But there we go. As of course, that really boils my blood. Then, so hopefully that's some interesting facts for everyone. We've got Bradfield saying you crashed there for Becca. I think that Becca probably could have and should have won at least one Grand Prix this season. She had really odd steering issues in Bahrain, didn't she? Unfortunately, Spain. I think she had a problem in qualifying, didn't she? Unfortunately, and Monaco. Had a very good drive to third position there, didn't she? And both Williams drivers getting points on the board last month. So good stuff indeed there. I respect every driver in all leagues. And good stuff indeed. Then Becca is asking, you starting from the back there from Bradfield then, as I think he probably will be, wouldn't he? As Murphy started from the back last night. Unfortunately, didn't go too well, did it? As he was out of the Grand Prix. As Becca saying very interesting. So thank you very much then. We've got just a look at the other comments as well. And yeah, great stuff indeed. Then keep your comments coming in, ladies and gentlemen, said, as we are about to get going then for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. This is the fourth run of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in silver. Remember, it was the final race of silver back in the season 2 season? I think it was, wasn't it? No, season 1 actually, wasn't it? Season 1, yeah, of course, where we had a mixed calendar, which of course I hope we are doing again because it really throws me out that mainly because I'm a bit of a nerd really, and I do like having the calendar in the same order as the game itself. But that's just me, and there we go then. Right then, so we get started for the qualifying one session there. It's 3 qualifying sessions then in this in tonight's event, like there is in every other ALR event. Then qualifying 1, 2, and 3. We got 18 minutes in the first section, 15 minutes in the second session, and 12 minutes in the third session. It used to be a bit more balanced, didn't it? Because it used to be, I think it used to be, didn't it, 20 minutes in qualifying 1 and 10 minutes in qualifying 3, and then they snipped 2 minutes off of qualifying 1 and put it onto qualifying 3, didn't they, for the long tracks like this one and like Belgium as well, though. As we are now building up for the start of the Grand Prix as well. Let me quickly get my headset on properly. There we go. I've also got an annoying green light in front of me now as well. So I've closed my curtains because I'm a bit of a vampire. I do not like natural daylight. Right then, as we're now countdown to the start of the Grand Prix, we've got some lovely images of Baku. Last night, we only had, didn't we only have like 9 drivers or 10 drivers finish? We had 11 drivers retire from the session, didn't we, unfortunately? So very much, it was an action-packed Grand Prix. And luckily, Bert Molander was back from leave or back from holiday or back from the casino, wherever he went to. So luckily he was also back in action as well. Vitor's left the session now as soon as we got in there. Hopefully Vitor is not disgusted by the fact that we've got a Grand Prix around Baku, or he's got a technical gremlin of some kind then. So, yeah, we've got 20 cars in this qualifying session. It's a beautiful day here in Baku. As I got to say, it looks very bright out there, doesn't it, usually? I'm sure that usually isn't this like an evening session, qualifying session, or am I just imagine that? I think I might be, actually, mightn't I? Because I'm sure it feels like the sun is setting normally around when we're qualifying here in Baku. As we're looking at the temporary pit building here, of course, it's only erected... it's only put up, I should say, a couple of, I think it's about 6 weeks before the Grand Prix, now it's taken down again, isn't it? Because it's only temporary, these pit buildings are, which I find it quite fascinating indeed then, and that's something that I need to Something that I quite like. I quite like to watch really actually because it's really interesting stuff to say the least. And Marsky is the first driver out onto the course set, and Marsky was my driver of the day last week. He was fantastic, wasn't he? There, he said in Spain then it is 1 point felt like a victory. Well, 2 points last week there. He survived a lot of these skirmishes there, didn't he? Marsky did. Unfortunately, I think he was unlucky not to get more points. Really, was he? As he had a bit of a late skirmish as well towards the end of the race as well, as he's been overtaken by Fanjo then, who is making his Grand Prix debut here tonight for the AlphaTauri team in the AlphaTauri, which is basically what I've said twice there. So nice, I said it twice. But he has a bit of hopefully that's not a connection issue there, and it's just my eyes going a bit funny. Maybe I've been on the whiskey too early on this weekend. This week then, as we go into the very perilous castle section now. Unfortunately, Pease has met his got mashed there again. Then unfortunately, didn't he, Pease, which cost him potentially the Grand Prix win. I would say so. As much as German was great last night, of course, German, we had a bit of a Max Verstappen Hamilton-esque problem, didn't we, last night, where German went into the back of Emerson, and really that is a lot of connection issues. And is it just me then? I think that it might just be me actually, because there's two cars that's got connection issues there by the looks. We'll keep an eye on that. But German went to the back of Emerson last night, didn't he? And Emerson retired from the race because there was substantial damage. I think, wasn't it Soft that drove into him in the end? Possibly, I can't remember. But what I do remember is that Emerson retiring from the session, and that's his first DNF since the Japanese Grand Prix in that season 4. So pretty impressive stuff indeed there for Emerson, isn't it? But unfortunately, the double world champion and starting off the season pretty, well, I wouldn't say disappointingly, because this is a better start to the season than he had in season 4. And remember, he won that world championship that year, so still a lot to be deciphered in the world championship for gold then. So it's far from over there, but German leads the world championship in gold for the first time in his career. German a silver world champion as well. Could German become the first ever driver to win at silver and the gold world championship? We'll find out. Also, there's another record that was going to be on the line as well here in Baku as well, of course, which is the no, not in Baku, in the Silver World Championship, which of course that if Dylan, who's not here tonight, unfortunately Dylan is it, but is he say he's gone on holiday or something like that? I'm sure I had a nose in there, and he's gone on holiday, I think, or gone on a day trip. But yeah, so Dylan is missing this tonight's race, Ed. So but if Dylan wins the World Championship this year, he'll be the first driver to win the Bronze and Silver World Championship. Of course, Old New Potato can as well, as he's the other driver that has won the Bronze World Championship, taking part in the Silver World Championship this season. So very interesting stuff, then. Very interesting stuff indeed, then. So we're now just coming in to the final turn 16 as well, then, before accelerating away as Fanjo has gone fastest in the second intermediate split time as well, before we thread the eye of the needle then through the final sector as well then for Fanjo. He's going to be the first driver to put his name on the board then. And look at the heat haze coming off of the track here. It is absolutely roasting here in the land of fire as it comes across the line, and Fanjo goes fastest so far. He is the only driver to put a time on the board, but he is fastest nonetheless, and that is a fact at the moment. But is that going to be fiction? Is that Marsky comes across the line? No, but it's still a fact as Marsky goes second fastest. He's about almost 2 seconds away at the moment from the benchmark pace. And Gunnar is also coming to the line as well. Gunnar in the Aston Martin hasn't scored a point yet. Gunnar hasn't, has he? It comes across the line, and Gunnar is for fast. Unfortunately for Gunnar, he's got the longest streak in all of ALR at the moment without scoring a single point. He hasn't scored in over, I think it's coming up to, I think it's 26 Grand Prix now since Gunnar last scored a point, unfortunately. Gordo's gone third fastest at the moment now. Of course, another snippet of information that I learned earlier on there from our social media manager, Welsh Maldonado, that of course there we've had 3 drivers at the most wins in a row, of course, which I wasn't sure of last night, is Emerson from gold, Troy from silver, and there was a third driver. Oh gosh, I'm in trouble now. Hang on a minute. I think it was it Cookie. It might have been Eat the Cookie, perhaps. And also Jochen from season one as well. So those are the so the most Grand Prix wins in a row is actually five. So no one has won more than five Grand Prix in a row. That ain't going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. The record's not going to be broken anytime soon. Then, by any stretch of imagination, his reflection goes full fastest because only one driver has won more than I say a lot then, but Hammer Time has actually won three Grand Prix in a row. But he ain't going to win any more in a row at the moment. He's not here this week. So that is not going to be broken anytime soon, unfortunately. However, though, it might be broken later. Might be broken later on in the season. And Marquis is out on circuit mode, and there's Vitot also in the middle part of the lap as well. Then, as I have very much, I've ignored you in the comments. I'm like absolutely appalling behaviour by myself. And let's take a quick look as I pick up my phone with my very weak arm today, as I have been a very busy bee. And where have I got to? I don't even know. Oh, Bradfield saying good luck. Let's go. Good luck, Silver, Kakarot, Goku. Evening, everyone. Search Mushroom, Giallo, then Soap Esports, Soap Motorsport Esports TV. Good luck to our Soap driver, our Soap driver set, SOP driver set. Of course, that is of course Curly himself and the founding member of Soap, and also there is another driver making his debut tonight as well. Yellow flag is one of the Alpine cars is slowing down now. We're going to stay with Marky. And the other SOP driver in this field then is Ben Gallagher. I think that's how you pronounce it. Then is Ben Gallagher making I'm sure he made an appearance last week actually, didn't he? If I'm not very much mistaken, or was close before he had to pull out late on. Yeah, so good stuff indeed there to see Ben making his debut tonight. And Marky goes third fastest. I think that Marky has really since Bahrain to now, he has been absolutely fantastic. He has been so impressive. The way that he's improved his performance has been magnificent. And remember, he got points. He did get points. He got appointed on his debut as well, didn't he, Mark? He did so fantastic. But even so, I felt that the pace compared to what he's got now is absolutely fantastic. Here comes Paul, who's just emerged out of the pit lane. We got Welshman Nada, who's in the final part of the lap then. So she was on pole position in the Bahrain Grand Prix a couple of races ago then. Only two F1 drivers have got podiums in Baku. Who are they? Oh, goodness me, then. Hang on a minute. Only two F1 drivers have got three podiums in Baku. Who are they? Hang on. Oh, gosh, this is really testing my metal, isn't it? Hamilton is one, I think. And is it Vettel? Well, no one's going to answer me, are they? Because I'm the only one in the commentary box, okay? But if I'm wrong, I want another go, please. Monada goes second fastest then in the Williams car. And so good stuff indeed there for Welsh Maldonado. I don't think Vettel's right, actually, because he wasn't on the podium in 2017, was he? Was he on the podium in 2018? I don't think he was. He wasn't on the podium in 2019. I think I'm wrong on that one. So let me come back to you. Young Tommy's gone third fastest, and V Todd has gone fourth fastest in the Mercedes as well. Wilson is going for another bite of the chair as well. We've got TK out there, Curly, who looks to have been in the barrier there, unfortunately, for Curly. So that's not good, is it? TK there just coming up to the line as well. We'll see what he does as we got Blatant Racer, SOP then with the hands up then. Put your hands up for Detroit or for Baku. We love this city. TK then is in fourth position and in the Alpine. Very disappointed after his performance in Spain. Then, but TK, the beauty about ALR is you only have to wait a week, don't you, to get yourself back into the run of the mill, don't you? As Search much saying, sunny. I've already got first at laugh out loud. That will do that. As Search has gone noise then. Why 4 dislikes then? I'm not sure. I'm not sure then. Wilson saying that did say I got a 1 bar a lot. Oh goodness me! If I got a 1 bar red connection, oh that is absolutely shameful, isn't it? Behaviour by me. And there's me blaming everyone else. So I must apologise then. So it must be me then. So I also must apologise to I think it was Fanjo who I was being very suspect about, wasn't I? So I apologise to Fanjo as well. Then I should be slapped around with a wet fish. Just watching Slayer then who's out on the lap at the moment. We've also got Serious Mushroom as well, who's coming out of turn at number 15, I believe it is. I think it is that. So we've got Ben Gallagher. What's up, boys? I'm you, Jamie Enright saying, welcome, Ben. Great stuff indeed. That hashtag be SOP then, as also these SOP guys are fast. Beware then. Beware then. As we've also got Gordo saying 2 tenths up before run out of fuel then. Formula Moment saying, hello, Fanjo is scarily faster from Gordo as well. as they're just flying up into the final part of the lap as well, and six fast. And of course, if it's your prerogative if you want to dislike the video or not, then of course it's a we would just like to, if you do dislike this video, then leave us a comment and ask and just see why that is. And of course, we like to improve the quality of our production and all that kind of stuff as much as possible. That was as professional as I can be, unfortunately. Right then, as we have also got Jamie Remright saying I trained Fanjo well, as Hakro Goku saying that he's faster than Emerson in TT. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Gurman saying Hamilton. That's a very good point. It's Hamilton and Perez, isn't it? Now, so Gurman's got me there. I think because Perez has had a couple of podiums, hasn't he? He had one in 2016, I think it was, and of course he won the Grand Prix in 2021 as well. And I'm sure didn't he also have a podium another time? Gosh, I'm really digging really digging out of me out the back of my head now. Just watched Jake the Slayer has gone seventh fastest as well. And Reflections, who is just on a quick lap, Brilliant stuff indeed. That Chaz is saying, go on, Becca. Then Jamie Wright saying it's gonna be fun to get pole position. Then Dylan saying, AlphaTauri 1-3 at the moment. Fangio is perfect. Fangio is perfect for gold. Then good stuff indeed. I'm kind of planning to get eliminated in Q2 with my qualifying free ban. FIFA B was saying, and then you'll have to serve your qualifying. Then you still have to serve your qualifying free ban. Yeah, unfortunately, if you get eliminated in qualifying 2, that doesn't mean you're serving your ban. You still, because you have to get into qualifying free to serve your ban if you get the cut of my jib. Then good stuff indeed. Then we've also got Gunnar saying it will be a push back to your next race. So as well. Oh gosh, I'm glad that you all know the rules. Then I think that Gurman's right with the Perez. I think it's Hamilton and Perez, isn't it? Was it only 2 drivers or 3 drivers? I need to go back and read Wilson's comment there, because I think he said the only 2 drivers who would score 3 podiums, wasn't it? I think the Gurman's nailed on the head, but I can't remember where the third podium was for Perez. It was 2016. Was it no 2017? Him and Ocon crashed, didn't he? But 2018. Possibly. 2018 was a crazy old race, wasn't it? I think. For some reason, yeah, 2018 was where Bottas had a puncture right at the end, didn't he? If I'm not very much mistaken. So 2019, can't remember much about that race either, to be fair. Oh goodness gracious me! Reflections comes across the line, and he improves by half a second there to go 10th fast in the Ferrari. Lovely stuff indeed. That BP is invalidated this time. Now we've got New Potato who's going for us by the chair as well. Farf coming into turn 15 as well before accelerating away. Blatant Rage. Curly is having wheel issues. Goodness gracious me. And that is, hopefully he can get himself sorted good. And Perez 2018 was third. Thank you, Gurman. Yes, Gurman's got that one spot on then. So is Perez and Hamilton. Yes, so good stuff indeed then. So Perez and Hamilton there were the only 2 drivers and got 3 podiums in Baku. No, I was completely wrong with Seb. I'm sure he had 3 podiums, but there you go. I tell a lie. Great stuff indeed then. I completely forgot about Perez, but there we go. We got Farfan, he's gone 8 fast, and I'd never forget about Farfan. Great stuff indeed that BP is starting this up as well. We got New Potato in the second part of the track then. Back saying, Blatant Rage, tell him his steering wheel from his car and connect that. Tell him to take his steering wheel to get from his car and connect that. Then Curly, Brightfield saying, Curly, reset your wheel back to default then. As we'll say, it's not Hamilton. Oh goodness me, is it not Hamilton? Oh my word there. Gurman says it was Vettel maybe then. And yeah, so oh gosh, so it wasn't Hamilton then. I know, yeah, because Hamilton didn't get because Hamilton had some all kinds of issues in 2016, didn't he? 17. I don't think he got on the podium either, didn't he? Because he had his headrest come loose. He reversed into the victory, didn't he, in 2018, and he wasn't on the podium in 2021 either. They had a Baku race in 2019, didn't they? Gosh, it feels like such a long time ago now, doesn't it? With all this pandemic and all that kind of jazz. New Potato comes across the line, and he goes second fast at the moment. And New Potato does great stuff and from the Williams car. And once again, the Williams pair are looking quite phenomenal. Curly, it looks like he might have put those wheel issues to one side. Now let's see if we can get a time on the board. That I've just seen one of the Aston Martins jump up a couple of positions. I think it was Mark who's now been his 7th fastest there. Great stuff, man. And try the old trusty, take the plug out and pull it back in. I've made a career of that, by the way. So yes, not being in IT and all that kind of jazz. Will saying you were right with Seb, Vettel and Perez. Checo in 2018, 2016, 18 and 2021, where he won then. Vettel in 2016, 2019 and 2021 then. So I was kind of half right. So do I get half a point for that? Surely. But yeah, good stuff, Ed. Yeah, you forget how much Perez loves it around here. He's really good around here as well. Oh gosh, there Curly is clouted the outside barrier there. The castle section, Becca saying up the Williams as well. I know a bit of trivia. Keep on coming in, guys, because that's really got my brain pumping now, hasn't it? Lovely stuff indeed, then. Yeah, great stuff, Ed. So of course, Vettel doing a great job around here because he got a podium, didn't he, earlier on the season around here. Maldonado's retired from the session, but she's safe and sound in the pits. Then Curly is not safe and sound in the pits just yet. He's not even safe and sound through to qualifying too yet. He's had technical gremlins, hasn't he, on this Mercedes car? Let's see then if he can put those issues to one side. Then Gurman saying, "What can I say? I'm a man of knowledge. I love your knowledge. Keep on coming in as well, Gurman X. I love another trivia for me as well. But of course, I got to also remember to commentate as well because I can't do two things at once. Curly Red coming up to the final party lap, and Curly goes 11th faster. There's a Williams in the background. It's very slow. BP on a lap then, and I think he's just behind FIFA. So we're going to stay on board FIFA Beefy. Remember in the Spanish Grand Prix, very unlucky not to win that race. He was leading that race right up until the final lap there before he retired, didn't he? With fuel issues there. Unfortunately, ran out of fuel, and that cost him as Wilson is out of qualifying. So unfortunately for Wilson, he's out of qualifying. That is such a shame now. So he'll be another driver then. This is going to be at the back of the field then. We've got Gallagher just getting out of the way then. Good stuff indeed there for Ben Gallagher. Making his debut tonight, Ben is. And very much aware of his surroundings. I wish I was aware of my surroundings. I walked into a pole earlier on today and I think I've broke my nose. I don't think I broke my nose, but it blimey hurts there. FIFA Beefy then coming up to the line as well. That's a very unusual airbox there. Bulbous airbox as Ted Krawick's called it in pre-season testing. FIFA Beefy going 8 fast then. A couple of tenths behind his teammate. I think he'd be very happy with that then, as someone just jumped right up the order. It was BP who's now into qualifying 2 then. Out of qualifying is Marsky, unfortunately, so he's out of qualifying. Ben is now on a lap as well as he flies underneath me then. Good stuff indeed. Then Gunnar is on a lap then as he is coming into the old new town, isn't it, the lap start. Let's go on board the Irishman as well in the Aston Martin then. Of course, as he's resting the car now, Gunnar is then before coming on the short squirt straight then, before coming into the castle section as well then. And of course, this is where we're right into the heart of the old town of Baku now, ain't we? Before we go for the castle section, Gunnar correcting the car. Nice indeed. Love the helmet design as well from Gunnar. Lovely. Got the Irish colours on top of his helmet, on top of his lid there. That's brilliant stuff, isn't it? And now then dropping that down the hill as well. And then coming into the very fast party, very fast part lap as well. BP is out qualifying, but he's in 9th fast as well. Gunnar taking all the track and then some out of turn 15. Nailed it. A spot on there for Gunnar. He's 9/10 of a second up. Is that enough to get him through? At the moment, that's a whisker away then, but it's not enough for the moment. Slayer has missed this final run by 1 second there, so unfortunately Slayer just missed time the beam there, and because of that, then he's going to be 12th fastest. But should he be through? At the moment, he should be. Yellow flag is fluttering in free in the breeze, as we got Gunnar, who's very much pedal to the metal, flat out, and he's got 15th fastest. Gunnar has, and that's a cracking effort there, and he is through into qualifying 3, or is he? What about Gallagher then? Gallagher coming underneath me as well then, over the line, and Gallagher goes up to 8th fastest. Great on his debut, fantastic. Gordo's half a second up then. Is he going to knock Gunnar out of qualifying then? And look at this, he's using the slipstream off Gunnar's teammate. That's cheeky there from Gordo. I think he's done it, has he? He's not done it there. By 4 thousandths of a second, he is out of qualifying, Gordo is, and Gunnar is through into qualifying 2. What an effort there from Gunnar. Hats off to him indeed then. And I think that is a mega lap there for Gunnar, and that is personally my lap of qualifying for qualifying 1. Hats off to you, good sir. And he is my star at qualifying 1. Fantastic stuff there from Gunnar. Really well done indeed there. As Becca saying, go on Gunnar as well. As I think that she is going to be very happy for our Irishman. Brilliant stuff indeed. Good stuff, Fed. as we just got Gordo, unfortunately, out of qualifying by 4 thousandths of a second. It is less than a twinkling of the eye, is there, between Gordo and Gunnar, but that is enough for Gordo to be in 16th, for Gunnar to be in 15th as we roll on to qualifying 2. Magnificent stuff indeed. Serious Russia saying, I know Farf was trying to help me, thanks, bud, but he blocked my breaking point now. Oh, goodness me, I wonder if someone each other was trying to give each other a toe. Remember, the Ferrari team did it last night. Look at the top 3 there, within a whisker of each other. My word, then less than a second now, but it's Fanjo who is top of the timesheets in qualifying 1. Fantastic indeed there. Curly with his technical gremlins and who's been at the sharp end of the field more often than not this season, down in 14th at the moment now. Hopefully you can have a clear run in qualifying 2. Gunnar, lap of the day for me so far. Well, lap of the day in qualifying 1. Gunnar through into qualifying 2. Fantastic stuff there from Gunnar. Really good stuff then. Out of qualifying then is Wilson, Bradfield, Marsky, Reflections and Gordo. All out of qualifying. They're going to be starting on probably the least favourite part of Azerbaijan on the back 2 or 3 rows. Oof. And now we're going into qualified 2 there. I had a bit of gammon earlier on, so I'm feeling a bit. I think I was a bit too heavy for my stomach then. Really, is like normally when I go into qualifying, I try and keep it light then, just a little ham roll or stuff like that. Then to make sure that I'm all spiced and ready to go. Then, but my goodness me, that's a loaded bit of gammon, I must say. Oof, absolutely top notch. Then, right, we're in qualifying 2 then. As Sarah's Russia out of qualifying now, as we are now just getting the telemetry and all the the tower on the left hand side of it. As Sop Motorsport saying, "Let's go, Sop!" Then as out of the pits comes one of the Alpine cars, which is TK then. So TK currently on an outlap mode and is I've still got connection issues, aren't I, Bolio? So that's a bit annoying for me. So but hopefully it doesn't disrupt your view and pleasure too much here tonight, as we have got TK who is just weaving from left to right. Then I accidentally reset one of my TP links there, but I did it for my laptop, not for me contraption. So yeah, I thought it'd be me. I thought it'd be the other thing that's going on there. As hashtag BSOP then, come on, Curly and Ben then. I wondered if Curly and Ben are going to be in the same chat tonight. Then probably just I'm wondering if they're going to be bouncing off each other in terms of what to expect. And of course, Curly, a Grand Prix winner now in ALR. He won the Spanish Grand Prix, didn't he? In fine style as well there. Really good stuff indeed. Then it's the Alpine car of TK now is really bouncing from left to right, isn't he, at the moment? We've got Gunnar also out on circuit as well at the moment, as well as we're going through the shady area then of Azerbaijan as well. So let me flick back up then. I think it is going to be it's going to be TK then who is out first. Then I think he's going to be the first driver out. He is, and he's going to set a time lapse. So 2 minutes into this qualifying session at this moment in time now, as we go down into turn 15, and that is a famous corner, is there, for the shenanigans between Vettel and Hamilton there, as Fanjo is now just starting his lap as well. So is TK as well. We're on board TK as he is now approaching the fastest part of the circuit. This is a very tough part of the track as well, isn't it? If you've got worn tires or if you've got damage as well. And let's go then. And here we go then. Is TK now flying past. He's about to start up in the Alpine car. He's had a pole position to his name, TK, as at the Monaco Grand Prix last season. Can he get a no pole position in his account here tonight then? And here he goes then. A short squirt then through into turn 2 as well before accelerating away. And now coming on the back straight. Let's see then what TK could do then. As the first intermediate split time is actually not until after the next 2 turns then, is it? So it's quite a long first intermediate split time then. Almost just over half a minute, is it, to start this lap off. And TK just going absolutely inch perfect there, isn't he? Good stuff indeed that TK has done a 34.3 so far in the first split time then. Good stuff for TK, as I'm sweating profusely already then. Oh gosh, there. And now as he comes into the castle section as well, then of course this is very precarious, the castle section as well. And now he comes in, look at that then, his hop, skip and a jump then as he targets the curb on the floor. That is where his braking and turning point is, before accelerated away and flying down then into turn 15 as well. Let's see what TK can do then as he goes into turn 15 and accelerates away and going into turn 16. And this is the final major turn on the the course, and now he's got 4 more turns to go then, but they are just kinks then, as he gets himself to start a lap. Then he has not got any slipstream, he hasn't got a toe, has he, in the final part of the lap here? Is that going to cost him then? Remember, we've seen a toe quite beneficial for a couple of drivers last night, and he is now coming up to the line, and there is DRS as well. DRS is quite powerful around here. Safety car restarts is also going to be something that we need to keep in mind as well. As TK has gone fast on the 37.9 then to start us on our journey then for qualifying 2. He's on the medium tires as well. 0.3 of a second improvement on TK's time is Fanjo, who's done a 37.6 thus far. What about the Mercedes of Vitot then? Also on the medium compound tires as well. Vitot is a specialist in qualifying. However, he's about second and a bit off the pace at the moment now. Vitot is I wonder if he made a mistake somewhere and he has to have another bite of the cherry. As a new Patel then, who's now just coming into the final sector of the lap as well. But it looks like he's not using any of his battery deployment then, which means that he's not going to be as quick as he. Remember, that's got the power input of a family saloon, hasn't it? So we're just watching Gunnar then, who's into qualifying too. Fantastic lap there from Gunnar. Really well done indeed then. So when is new Potato going to go again? I think he is going to go again. The track is getting quite busy out there now, as we have got everyone is on circuit apart from Maldonado, Ben Gallagher, young Tommy and Jake DeSayer. Everyone else is on the circuit and participating in this qualifying 2 session. And now here comes New Potato coming across the line. Let's go on board then with the Williams driver, the former bronze world champion as well. Look at how much Kirby takes on the outside then now, as he wants to minimize the slip angle on the Williams car as well. Again, he's so far out, isn't he, going into turn 1 there, almost kissing the Anko bar then into turn 2 as well. Once again, you maximizing all the track, and then Simon's New Potato then is in the middle part of the course then. Now he goes to the outside part of the track then, because again he wants to minimise the slip angle then as he rides over the curbs then. Of course, there's a flat curb that is there, so it's not going to spit you into the barrier before going into turn 4 as well. Into this Mickey Mouse chicane then. It's our first sector time. It's almost 2 seconds quicker than his previous best then, before accelerating away and going into now coming into turn 6 before 7, 8 and 9, which is the castle section, the most difficult part of the circuit, probably the most narrowest part of the Formula 1 calendar, and here he is then, and look at how close it is as well. But New Patel, absolute inch perfect now. This is a game of inches, isn't it? And that was definitely all about the inches as well, as yellow flag as someone is cruising back into the pits now. The very dangerous part of the circuit now. Jensen Button, I remember in 2016 said that this is quite a dangerous part of the track, and we also had a very scary incident potential between the two AlphaTauri drivers, it was Toro Rosso drivers in 2018, what's it, between Brendan Hartley and Pierre Gasly. Now New Patel then is now on his toes, and he is now threading the eye of the needle once again in the Williams car, as the Williams have been on pole position twice this season, haven't they? Unfortunately, haven't converted at all. New Patel until Monaco only did 1 turn, didn't he? He didn't even go. He got the start line, and unfortunately, was in the barrier in Bahrain, and then in Spain they only did 2. He only did 2 corners, didn't he, before being out of the race? But Monaco was a very measured performance out from the former bronze world champion, and he's done a 38.4 to us for him. So that's a good time there from Potato. I'm looking for Gunnar. There he is. Here's the man with the plan then, who is currently in qualifying 2. Good stuff indeed there for Gunnar. As already mentioned, he's my star qualifying so far. Magnificent stuff indeed there as we exit down the hill into turn 16, and there's a yellow flag at the end of the pit straight there, but I think it is TK who's fairly happy with his time now, isn't he? As he is second fast at the moment, as flying through, flying past us, and there he goes, Gunnar. He's not maximising all the track there, is he? He's on the medium tires. The medium tires there is the mid-range compound in the free tires across the board there, the soft and the medium and the hard tires there. So Gunnar may not be feeling too confident with the grip underneath him at the one there. He goes 5th fastest at the moment, Gunnar does, in the Aston Martin. What about BP then? Remember, I think he made his debut here last season, didn't he, for Silver? He's gone 3rd fastest than BP is then. So that's a very competitive time for the McLaren driver, and having a bit of a difficult start then to his campaign in season 4 of Silver. Curly going at 6th fastest man, a 10th of a second behind his teammate there. Curly is at the moment now. I wonder if Curly's a bit behind the 8 ball, or is he sandbagging a bit? FIFA Beefy going 5th fastest then. As good stuff indeed. He's also purple in that final sector as well. Mark, he's too quick for me, and also too quick for a couple of other guys out there as well. He's 6th fast at the moment. Marky is good stuff indeed there. Noopa, as we got young Tommy going 4th fastest now, the World Championship leader. He's got a target on his back as the AlphaTauri driver. We've also got Welshman Ado, who's jumped up into 8th position now. Slayer in the second part of the track? No, he's in the first part of the track. Paul's also starting us off as well. Or should I say Farf? I should say. I should say Farf, shouldn't I? Just carrying on with the comment section as well. Bradfield's saying, love hate, it keeps me motivated, but you're quicker though. As there's a love hate relationship between Serious Mushroom and Bradfield. I love it. I'll have to see what you're up to then. Gallagher saying, means or nothing this session. Softs will not go the distance there. Would happily start 12 on the medium tires rather than P8 on the soft tires there from Gallagher. So he knows his tires, doesn't he? Gallagher does. He may be a debutant here tonight in ALR, but he is not a debutant in the world of Formula 1, is he? He definitely knows. His T's and his I's, doesn't he? So Slayer is invalidated this time, unfortunately. Then, so we're going to leave him to it for the time being, as we're going to watch Farf, and of course a Grand Prix winner, a multiple Grand Prix winner in gold as well. It's a 3-time Grand Prix winner. Farf is in gold, isn't he? Which was quite a long time ago, because he was leading the World Championship in the beginning of season 2 when Farf was, wasn't he? He really came in that season with a blaze of glory, didn't he, Farf did? And I was going to say then that I was keeping an eye on Farf, but unfortunately I keep getting the commentator's curse, because I say at the beginning of the last 2 games that Farf may be one to watch there. Unfortunately, though, he's been a bit behind the 8 ball then, but we haven't seen the best of Farf yet, I don't think, in this league then, but I am expecting Farf to at least get a 1 or 2 Grand Prix wins this week. Sorry, not this week, this season then, as he's now flying through on the medium compound tires then, as now coming up to the line. Then we've got Searchman saying, go on, Gooner lad, then. We've also got Gordo saying, I must admit, I'm looking forward to this, then. As Serious Mushroom, are you crazy, Gordo? I gotta say, I'm gonna ask the same question, Gordo, me lad, because I must say that this is a tough old track, and I don't like this track at all, mainly because I'm quite intimidated by the final sector, especially when I've got worn tires then, or I'm on a different, or if I'm not on the softest tire compound, because I just feel like I'm always drifting into the wall, but that might be my setup, or there we go. Sarah, who's still got his default helmet, and which I'm going to shake my head in disappointment then, as well as of course Sarah. I do like drivers. Oh my gosh, I thought he was in the barrier then. I do like drivers who can have their own unique helmets designed there, and of course that's your signatures. It's like when a footballer has their unique football shirt number, like Donnarumma, I think, has normally 99, doesn't he? Or he used to when he was a part of the AC Milan squad. Now he's gone to that ridiculous PSG. Tiana, it's like having a career on FIFA, isn't it? Goodness me, the amount of players they've got there, and on a free as well. Absolutely crazy scenes there in Paris. But we're not in Paris tonight. We are in Baku. Of course, this is the land of fire, and of course, this is going to be a land of opportunity as well. Which I think I'm in the wrong country with that one, ain't I? But it could be an opportunity for someone here tonight, and maybe Fanjo getting his first Grand Prix win, because he is looking strong at the moment in this qualifying session. Slayer goes 9th fastest on 2-lap-old medium compound tires. So, but Gallagher is the only driver not to put a time on the board just yet. Farf is coming back into the pit stand. It's not much is going on circuit at the moment, but I haven't said that. Bears Gallagher, he has started off his lap as well, on board then with the debutant, and look at how wide he goes then, and that is pretty impressive to say at least. I'm maximising the opportunity in the Alfa Romeo. As young Tommy saying, gotta love a decent helmet, indeed, and I'll keep an eye on Tommy's helmet actually. As of course I do enjoy a good helmet design, and of course that is your trademark. That is what separates you from your colleagues, isn't it, in the world of Grand Prix racing, isn't it? Of course we've got a lot of signature helmets as well. Of course David Coulthard had the Scottish flag on top of his helmet there. Jensen Button kind of had the British kind of flag, didn't he, on the side there, of course. But I think we all remember very fondly the brawn colour helmet design, wasn't it? Buttonhand for his 2009 winning season, and I also remember he also had that pink helmet, didn't he, for his father John Button in 2014, which was a really nice touch, and I think he kept his helmet design for the rest of the season. Now Gunnar is out of qualifying, down in 13th position now, but I think he'd be very happy with that tonight. Very good stuff indeed then. Sarah's one saying, I wouldn't know I have a mouse. I have a mushroom now. It's a Gallagher's invalidated his time, so that's not good there for Gallagher. So we're going to leave him to it for the minute as with Red Bulls there just getting past as well. Then VTOD on and out lap moment. Maldonado is also starting it up as well. So we're going to stay with Maldonado. And his Slayer is just on an inline. So Maldonado currently on the very precarious end of the spectrum here. She's down in 10th position at the moment. Remember, she started at 10th in the Spanish Grand Prix, which really hurt her, I think, in terms of race performance. Like, she was quite quick, wasn't she? Maldonado was, and unfortunately she got involved in a couple of scraps. A couple of scraps the pole sitter in Bahrain. Very good performance in Monaco, and let's see if she can replicate that here tonight in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Then coming into turn number 3, I think it is. It is 3, isn't it? Now into 4 as well, as you can see, look how close to the barrier she gets at before accelerated away then. And you can see the brake marker boards on boards on the side of the circuit. And of course the drivers do use those, don't they? As unfortunately I don't use those because I can't look at the bar, I can't look at the side of the track and see where I'm going. Goodness me, gotta say that's too much brain power capacity for me to really fathom out then. Sarah saying that he's going to be out then, unfortunately, as he is down in 9th position there in the Red Bull. Of course, so as we've now got the 2 Mercedes on the soft tires, and so that underlines that the Mercedes are struggling for pace at the moment now. We've also got Gallagher, who's back in the pits there, so Gallagher is out of qualifying. We've lost 3 drivers already in this qualifying session, and we've now got, it's between the Mercedes, Slayer and Maldonado, and potentially we've got Marquis and Favre, who might also be a bit concerned about what is going on there. As we got Maldonado, and how is she doing it on this current time run? She's got half a minute left in this session, and can she do something about her precarious position then? And she's coming to the line as well. All she can do now is wheel the car over the line as well. And behind her is her teammate there. So she's given New Potato a lovely slipstream here. Of course, the Williams team are a very good pairing, aren't they? I think they're one of the strongest pairing on the grid, I would say. Maldonado goes into 6th fastest then. Good hustle. VTOL half a second up then. Curly there is just in front of his teammate at the moment. And yellow flags is fluttering, but it's just for a moment or 3, isn't it? Now coming into turn number 15. It is 15, isn't it? As there are the fans there on the other side of the bar. Then great stuff indeed, isn't it? And accelerating away, and now coming up into the farm part of the lap side. And here's Curly, and lovely helmet design as well then for Curly. As I got to say, in every single stream I've ever done now, I do mention a helmet. I love helmets there. It's kind of my cream of my crop. It's what butters my bread. As Curly out of the final turn, he's got to do a beat. It's more of a kink, isn't it, rather than a turn. Curly comes across on the soft tires. He goes full fast as that. He's going completely different to his SOP teammate then, who is currently gone on the medium tires and would rather start lower down the field on the mediums, wouldn't he? VTOD is also on the softs as well. He's gone full fast as said. So interesting development here. Favre is currently in the drop zone, so is Marquis as well. As Favre is catching up on Marquis. We've also got a Favre is invalidated though. That is a major blow for Marquis. Yellow flag then for Favre. That is huge in this Grand Prix, is there? And Favre may be looking at extinction in this qualifying session. Unfortunately, we're just watching Potato, and as my headset keeps falling off. Hang on, I'm getting my haircut on the weekend, so hopefully I won't have this problem next week. I think I'll be going a bold. As we've got New Potato then, who's coming up to the line, and he is safely through the moment, but he wants to start a Grand Prix on those soft tires then, and he goes second fastest, but he still can't match the quickest time owner, which is Fanju. So that just underlines how good that time is at. Marquis is abandoned his time then, so he wants to start in 11th position then. So this is a conscious decision there for Marquis. He wants to start 11th on the grid for Aston Martin on a fresh set of boots then. So whatever boots he chooses then, that is an interesting development here. So Marquis going for more of the race strategy rather than a track position then. So very interesting stuff indeed in this one then. Slayer saying Formula Moments got lucky then. Also Slayer saying that match my Q1 qualifying lap, so I'll take that lap then. FIFA saying the same, as he might be out of qualifying, but Alan said that FIFA is through into qualifying too, so good stuff indeed then. As I'm just now watching the drivers there come in to the pits then. And that is the qualifying too then. We have lost the 2 Aston Martins. We have lost Slayer, Sirius, Mushroom and Gallagher, who I think the Gallagher and Marquis made a conscious decision now to start outside the top 10 as they want to start on a fresh set of boots, whatever they may be then. As it's still a lovely, lovely day out there, isn't it? Absolutely enjoying the sunshine at the moment now. Still known as Fanjo, who's currently top of the timesheets at the moment. New Potato second, and he couldn't match him on these soft tyres, Ed. Is that because of Fanjo's pace, or is that because of these soft tyres? Is it too much for the soft tyres to handle over one lap around here? It's a very long lap as well, 6 kilometers around this circuit. So that could be the reasons then, or maybe it's just Fanjo who is absolutely in a different ballpark at the moment. As we're just now coming across the lines. Bradfield saying he supports Ipswich, so I doubt it. Laugh out loud. I'm not who supports Ipswich. I'm not too sure, to be fair. As of course, Bradfield is a very much proud Norwich fan. Listening as Norwich, unfortunately, opened their campaign on the opening day is a 3-0 defeat there to the eventual Premier League winners, which is going to be Liverpool. Anyway, enough about that. Right then, Fanjo is fast at the moment, 10th for second in front of New Patel, but that was on the medium tyres. Free drive starts on the soft tyres then for the race later on tonight. That is a New Potato, V-Todd and Curly Red. Both Mercedes not splitting their strategies. I'm wondering if that's just because of the lack of pace from the two drivers, perhaps. Maybe. We have got Gallagher in 15th, Sirius Russian 14th, Guna 13th, Sarah in 12th position, and Markey in 11th position. Those are the 5 drivers then, starting from 11th to 15th as we now are going through to the top 10 shootout. As a Bradfield saying, far supports Ipswich then. Well, there we go then. Goodness me, enough said about that. Really, is that is Ipswich's nickname like the Tractor Boys or something like that? I think it is, isn't it? Really, but there we go. So we've also got Sarah Wilson saying that Norwich were great on Saturday, weren't they? I think they were good for the opening half. I think the Norwich should probably stay in the league. I think really. Well, that's my prediction anyway. I do have a soft spot for Norwich though, because I don't know why for some reason I really like Tim Krul ever since he was at Newcastle. I don't know why. I've always thought he's been an amazing goalkeeper. It's a very it's a very interesting guy to really like, isn't it, in the Premier League? But there we go. And also, I do like their manager as Norwich's manager as well, as he's a very passionate man, isn't he? Say, listen, Bradfield unfortunately went to the bed crying on Saturday, unfortunately, but don't worry about that, Bradfield. There's 37 games left in the Premier League, as of course all Norwich got to do is stay in the Premier League, and which is easier said than done, I suppose, isn't it? But of course, it remains to be seen. But it's great to have fans back as well in the Premier League, wasn't it? I really enjoyed all the games actually on the weekend. Really good stuff indeed. Anyway, as much as I love to natter about the old football and stuff, because I'm a Liverpool fan, I really haven't got a leg to stand on, really, have I? Because but there we go. As every time I do say something about Liverpool, if I say anything positive about Liverpool, it usually usually comes back to bite me on the rear posterior. So less said about that, the better, I think. Then, but yeah, as Bradfield, thank you, Sean, legend there. Yes, to be honest, I do like Norwich. I'm not like suck it up or anything like that. I do actually quite like Norwich. I like their. I think it's because they got bright colours of green and yellow, which reminds me of my homeland. Oh no! And oh goodness me, Maldonado has gone. I think he's got a 5-place grid penalty going into the back of Curly. Oh goodness me, that is a brutal. Oh dear. And I think Marnona's going to be absolutely furious, isn't she? There. Oh goodness me, then I would not like to be in that Williams garage at the end of this one. They're farthest in the pits at the moment. There, so I think he's. I wonder if he is. I wonder if he's kind of doing his Rayman kind of revving up his fist there before giving me a clout in the face. Then after this qualifying session, perhaps then after I insulted the old Ipswich team name, which I'm sure is called the Tractor Boys. I'm making that up, am I? Maybe I am. Anyway, and TK then is not going to be concerned about the Tractor Boys or Ipswich or any other team at the moment. All he's concerned about is the Alpine team himself and getting pole position then for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Of course, pole sitter last night was Milan, wasn't it? And I must say, I felt so sorry for Milan, actually, and we interviewed him afterwards. He was a bit downbeat, wasn't he? 9-time pole sitter as well, Milan was, and really, he had the pace last night, didn't he? Milan, I think, overall, probably deserved to win the Grand Prix, potentially, but Gurman there, of course, navigated his way through the chaos there to win after 5 safety cars, but I think Milan did have the pace there, didn't he? And I did feel sorry for Milan last night, because I think that he probably edged it over Gurman, didn't he? But Milan drove absolutely superb incredibly well, and we're going into Canada next week then, so hopefully Milan there can get himself back into it as well. But he has got a good sum of points then, Milan has. That's his first podium of the season as well. Great stuff, Ed. We have got Sergio saying that's one way to warm up the tires, Becca. Then we'll say I saw it wasn't Becca's fault. Oh, she was weaving and Curly. It's Curly there just trying to overtake everyone there. Oh goodness me! Then so Becca there is going to be not a happy. It's not going to be a happy Williams driver then, unfortunately. There we go then. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often, really. And I can't say much, can I? Because I did something similar under a safety car in PBE on Thursday with Dan there. TK has gone fastest there as 37.4 to start us on our journey then. New Potato is second fastest. Curly has gone third fastest. Maldonado, and that is, remember, she's got a 5-place grid penalty now then for whatever she qualifies. She'll be 5 places back. And Fanjo is fastest there by a tenth of a second. BP is in third position. Remember, BP made his debut here last season. He's loving life in Baku at the moment now. What about the World Championship leader? What about young Tommy then? As he is now coming up to the line then. It's Fanjo who's got the target time. Can anyone knock Fanjo off the top? And once again, the Alpha Tower got so strong drivers in their academy. Young Tommy has gone third fast and about 2 tenths of a second away from Fanjo. As Daniel was saying then that more safety cars than yesterday. Well, we had 5 yesterday. We had 6 in the bronze race, I think, on in the opening race there, didn't we? So I've got to say, any takes on 6 then, perhaps then. As we're just watching Curly at the moment, he's so fast around Curly. So it looks, I think Curly has been very quick in the opening round in Barcelona. He did a great job in Monaco as well. Curly did actually, some very good overtaking as well. At the moment, he's down in 7th position. Curly is, but of course the points do not get awarded on qualifying; they get awarded in race day as well. May qualify in Canada, but do because I do like that track then. But I do like this track then. But I am terrible. I must say, well, at least you get around the track there, Bradfield. Unfortunately, I'm usually in the wall before I even get to turn 1. I do a Lewis Hamilton, but minus the brake magic. It doesn't matter how much magic I've got to put on my car; it just doesn't stop there. So now it's all the drivers are coming back into the pits. They've done 1-time run there. You only got time for 2 runs around here because it's so elongated. This track is there, isn't it? It is a very long circuit there as Farf is going to be finding out now as he is navigating his way around the course in the Haas car. Let's see what Farf can do. The only Haas car in that qualifying 3 was Mushroom, bowing out in qualifying 2 in the second Haas car. So Sarah said, "Oh, I didn't realise she had a grip penalty. That's not good at all. I think she's got a grip penalty, hasn't she? Or have I just made that up? I probably have made that up then. What I say, do not take as gospel because a lot of the stuff I say is usually rubbish. Farf is going to be a bit lonely out on track at the moment, and he's the only driver on the course. So let's see what Farf can do then. Now as they're flying up to the line, then Becca well, no, I should said a bit of a mess of an outlap that was there. So unfortunately I didn't see it, so I can't comment on it. I probably won't comment on it anyways. I try to remain as neutral as possible, mainly because all of my summaries is usually completely wrong as well. I'm glad I'm not the Farf has gone too wide in turn 1, and he's seen earlier on then with Gallagher absolutely nailing it. Well, Farf unfortunately hasn't nailed it. He's invalidated his first time then. Has he got enough fuel? Because this is quite a high fuel consumption Grand Prix, is it? Where it's stop start, and that's where you lose the most amount of fuel. So Farfrae's gonna have to go around again. Then we've got New Potato who's out on circuit there as he's gone straight on in turn 2 there as we've seen a lot of very good drivers go down there, haven't we? Of course, one of the most infamous clips was in Formula 2, wasn't it, a couple of years ago? On board then with Farf at the moment, see he's invalidated his time as the drivers are now starting to peer out of the pit lane. So what has Farf got in terms of fuel then? His fuel light is not flashed at the moment, is it, Farf, isn't there? So he's all fine and dandy at the moment, but we'll see. But let's see then, as he's just now navigating his way through the final part of the lap as well. So both Williamses are out on track as well. VTOL is out there, and one of the Williams team might try this slipstream technique that the Ferrari did last night. What about the AlphaTauri team? I'm wondering if they might have over. I don't think Fangio needs any help. I keep going to call Fangio. Goodness gracious me. Only 2 tenths off Fangio. Oh, take that there for young Tommy. Very happy with that indeed. That we might have a second reserve Grand Prix winner in the space of 2 Grand Prix here in the 2 street circuits of silver in Monaco and here tonight in Baku as well. This is the final of the traditional street circuits. We do go on to Canada, which is technically a street circuit. But you got a bit more room for maneuverability. Unless, of course, it's in the World Champions. And I'm saying that they keep moving the World Champions back then, which is to my absolute disgust. Because personally, I think that I would prefer the World Champions to be most difficult as possible there. Of course, back in '99, we had a lot of drivers in the World there. Didn't we have 3 World Champions in the World there in '99? We had Michael Schumacher at the World, Damon Hill, and Jacques Villeneuve when the World there. Just but he wasn't a champion at the time in 2005 went to the wall there as well, didn't he? Unfortunately, I do love the World Champions area. It's a very tough old corner, isn't it? It's not as tough as it used to be, though, is it? But of course, we've also got another infamous part of circuit here tonight, and of course, it's the Leclerc part, and I think it's also going to be the Pease part as well, as unfortunately Pease crashed there last night in qualifying, and also grazed the barrier there last night in the castle section as well, which I've said earlier on, it may have cost him the Grand Prix win there. Pease could have been a 5-time Grand Prix winner, but instead German is now a 6-time Grand Prix winner, and I think that if he wins another 2 Grand Prix, he's going to be third in the all-time list of the most wins in the Grand Prix, most wins in Gold's history then, so that's a fantastic time indeed then. As a New Potato then is currently on a quick lap at the moment. New Potato's got the most pole positions in silver at the moment on the current grid then, with 8 pole positions to his name then. New Potato has can he get his 9th pole position here tonight, as well as he tries to start the Williams car as much as possible. Williams started off the season so well with 2 pole positions on the trot, didn't they, in Baku and in Spain. They didn't get pole position in Monaco, but they got a very nice second and third, didn't they, which they went on to finish. As of now, can New Potato then, who's currently this is the Williams team's lowest qualifying form in terms of team at the moment then, is both 5th and 6th, and Maldonado, of course, qualified 10th, but she, at the moment now, if she qualifies 6th, she'll be down in 11th position there. Yellow flags that is one of the Alpine cars has tripped over each other, but looks at this New Potato goes across the line, he's full fast, he's on the 2nd row of the grid. What about Maldonado? She's 5/10 of a second up then, she is found then, and Maldonado's on pole position there for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A magnificent time there from Maldonado. Brilliant stuff indeed there, but unfortunately she's not good. She's guaranteed not to get pole anymore. Vitold, who's gone 7th fastest then in the Mercedes. We got New Potato, who's currently 5th fastest. What about Fangio? Has Fangio got anything left in the old piggy bank then to try and muster up then? And whilst Maldonado is very impressive stuff indeed, not bad for just over a season there for German as well. Yeah, very impressive stuff indeed there for German, with 6 Grand Prix wins to his name then in gold. Fantastic. We've also got Becca Top, from Serious Mushroom as well. Yes, indeed. But remember, like Michael Schumacher at the Monaco Grand Prix in 2012, she has a 5-place grid penalty. Schumacher's was for crashing into centre. This one was for the incident on her outlap with herself and Curly. Of course, whether that deserved a 5-place grid penalty, I highly doubt it, but Codemasters likes to slap the book to everyone, really, don't they, as much as possible. Fangio, who currently was on pole position then, but it's better that he's been knocked. Oh, and he's invalidated this time, Fangio has. Oh, goodness me. And at the moment, Becca is on pole position there. At this moment in time, then, can anyone stop the Williams driver at the moment? As I gotta say, I think that at the moment she is looking very strong. She's going for it again, She's going for it again. She is quicker on this lap as well, but Maldonado is and she's coming up to the line. She's a 10th of a second quicker. She's going to lower the bed. No, she's in the pits. As very much lulling me into a false sense of security there. Yeah, checker flag is falling. Maldonado's on pole position then. Well, she's not on pole position, is she, unfortunately, which as I say that with a heavy heart, really, as that is very unfortunate indeed then. That was a cracking lap as well there for Maldonado. What a shame then. What about Vitold? Well, Vitold is not going anywhere too quickly there, is he? He's struggling to find a gear in that Mercedes. Hopefully they can clear that issue up then before the start of the Grand Prix itself. But now then is a BP there coming out of the final couple of turns as well in the McLaren Mercedes-Benz. There is it with the papaya McLaren Mercedes. Well, I love that word. As a BP and going up to the line as well. And it's still a long drag, isn't it? Look at how long it is there. We got I think that's Curly there taking a lovely ballistic there. BP goes 5th fastest. What about Curly? Curly is 1% fast in the end then. And we've got a Alfa Romeo who's full fast as well. TK, he's 2/10 of a second up at the moment. What about FIFA Beefy? What about Far? Farfis come across the line. He is not fast as Farfis. What about the two Alpine cars? They position themselves quite nicely indeed. That is 2/10 of a second. That's in the ballpark for TK. Is he going to get his second pole position there of his career as well as he comes across the line? And TK's on pole position for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix as FIFA cut across the line then, and he slowed right down the end. But TK pole position then, and for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, his first pole position of his career, of the season, I should say, this season as well for TK. And remember, he was very disappointed after Spain, but can he now can he get vengeance? So that's TK's second pole position of his career. A fantastic performance there from TK as well by 3600 of a second there from Maldonado in second position there. Oh goodness me, but she has a 5-place grid penalty there. Oh my goodness me, FIFA has bottled qualifying free. As Maldonado was saying, please someone beat that time then, because because it would have been good that she would start 7th on the grid then for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Jamie Enright there, good stuff indeed there. Get those likes up there. Jamie Enright saying good stuff indeed there. Gouda, very nice in the comments there. He is saying good luck to Silver as well. Of course, if here's my competition, I wouldn't be wishing any of you guys luck there because I'm quite a selfish racing driver. We have also Sarah Rush saying good luck all as well. And young Tommy there. Good stuff from the Silver driver said. That's why I'm not allowed to be an ALR as a driver there, because I am not a very friendly person when I'm driving. Right then, let's get on with the race, shall we? Lovely building in the background there, by the way, absolutely fantastic. Right then is also Gordo wishing his colleagues good luck as well. As we just look at the end of the pit lane now, we've got the Pirelli garage there, aren't we? Right at the end there. As we are now getting ready then for the start of this race here in Baku then. Am I expecting safety cars? You're damn straight I am then. I do enjoy a safety car 04 car. I don't think the admins do then, because it really does get a bit fiery, doesn't it, when there's safety cars out, especially around here. I remember last night when the brakes were cold there for Gurman and for Sloth as well. They went to the back of Murphy and Emerson as well, didn't they? Of course, then I think that was mainly down to possibly brakes, or maybe just overshooting it. You're on the accelerator a very long time from turn 16 onwards, aren't you? So yes, it's very easy there to get into a trance. And so we're on the formation lap now then for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Let me take a look at the tyres right then. 3 drivers on the soft tyres, and we have got a couple of drivers on the hard tyres. That is Markey, Slayer, and Gordo. Everyone else is on the medium compound tyres. And let's go for the grid shower from front to back then. As Sop is saying there, Sop Motorsport to Esports saying, come on, Beefy, pull your finger out there, as he is down in 10th position there. 26 laps around this Grand Prix. Of course, we was in the 39. We was in the 39s last week, weren't we? So not many laps with it. Of course, as we mentioned, this is the second longest race on the calendar. TK pole position for the second time in his career. He had one last season. He's got one this season as well. Both at street circuits. He's a street circuit specialist at the moment. TK is, isn't he? Fanjo's alongside him on row 1, and he's doing a very nice job then for the AlphaTauri team. Then lovely helmet design from young Tommy as well. I salute you, sir. He's in 3rd position. He's the championship leader. Can he extend it tonight then? With Dylan not in here tonight, and it's a golden opportunity for young Tommy to put more pressure there on the bronze world champion. BP in 4th position. That's his best qualifying performance for a very long time, and he's right in the thick of things as well. New Potato in 5th position. He's on the soft tyres, New Potato is. So, and he's taking a lot of commitment there into the castle section, so he's going to have an advantage off the start line. Same with Curly in 6th position as well then. And look at this, Curly and Maldonado, who came to blows in qualifying, are very close together on the racetrack as well. Oh my word. Vital in 8th position, also on the soft compound tyre. Farfin 9th position now. 10th position, FIFA Beef as well, as he mentioned that he bought there. But let's see what FIFA can do in that lovely Eckermann helmet there. 12th position, 11th position is Markey. He took the conscious decision there to come into the pits there. He wants to start on those hard tyres, and that's exactly what Markey's done. He's opened up the strategy decisions now, hasn't he? The strategy calls for later on this Grand Prix. Slayer in 12th position done exactly the same as Markey in 12th position. Gunar's best performance in qualifying the whole season. He was my star of qualifying, well, probably the whole of qualifying actually. He really stood up in the seat of that Aston Martin. Great stuff. Serious Mushroom in 14th position there. Our debutant Gallagher in 15th position there. He didn't want to start in qualifying free on soft tyres here then. Is this going to pay? It's going to pay Gallagher back in the Grand Prix. Gordo in 16th position there. Whisker outside of Gunar's time in qualifying too. Reflections down in 17th position there in the Ferrari. Marsky in 18th, Bradfield in 19th, and Wilson in 20th position there. And I'm very disappointed with Wilson there, as he's still got a default helmet. Wilson, as Bradfield, has no lovely stuff indeed then. Deep breath, everyone, as the revs are now, well, they're not building up just yet, are they? So we are now got a bit of a calm before the storm, haven't we? As I can't find the position changes there. They are then. The drivers are just lined up. Then 20 cars on the grid then for this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. This is round 4 of silver. Waiting for those lights to go on. Look at how hot it is out there. It's a heat haze, isn't it? I've got to say the weather has absolutely been beautiful the last 2 days, hasn't it? We're going to get, let's see that. We're going to get some beautiful races as well. And the red lights are on then. As now, as TK has initiated the race for go! As Sirius Rush is at 13 positions, but TK is taking the lead as he gives Fanjo enough breathing room there on the outside there. Grace, I think that's a car around. That's a car that's gone around there. I think that's, I'm not sure who that is in the background. So Mercedes, is it Curly? I think Curly's around then, and he's right at the back of the field then. Oh, goodness me, then. Let's take a look then. It is Curly who's right at the back of the field. Unfortunately, TK leads that. Second position there is Fanjo, Young Tommy in third position, BP in full fed, status quo in the midfield at the moment. That's a Mercedes going wide down of Young Tommy. FIFA still going this way now. He's having a lunge on the inside. FIFA Beefy is there, and he has got the position, and he has got the driver as well, and far right behind Vitor as well. And as we are now in this opening stage of the Grand Prix, as my tower is going up and down there. As just taking a look then at the back of the field as well. Curly right at the back at the moment there. As the TK leads the Grand Prix by 6/10 of a second as we go into the castle section for the first time. Remember, you've got to be quite gingerly going through here as well. FIFA up 4 positions, magnificent stuff indeed. Then New Potatoes had an appalling start. He's down 8 positions. New Potatoes in the Williams car, and Curly is down 14 positions there. So unfortunately, that has not gone too well at all for those two drivers there. But Curly's all over the back. His Gunner's got a 3 positions there, 4 positions for Gallagher as well on his debut. Fantastic stuff indeed there. As we're having a look there, as Gallagher having a look on the inside of Gunner there. But of course, it's very difficult to overtake on that downhill camber turn then into turn 15 as well. Just watching Gallagher then, who's coming out of turn at 15. Nope, I'm in 16. I don't know where I am anymore. Look at this. This marquee is now under a lot of pressure there from the new Potato as well. We've got blue flags fluttering for some reason. Of course, there's no one of that down just yet. I don't believe, as Gallagher flies past Gunner, and he is now into the points. And Vitor is now just lost a position 2 at Farf as well. That one completed. As I was going to say, look at the gap there. It's 3/10 of a second from the opening 2 at the front there. Oh, golly gosh, then. As a serious question there. We've also got someone else there. Who's that? Is that someone around there? It is, who is there? I don't know who it is. And I think it's Gunnar. Gunnar's around, then Gunnar is around. He has spun the car as the tower is still going all over the place at the moment. Back of the front, then TK leads that second position. Is Fanjo, of course, doing a great job in the AlphaTauri team tonight. And AlphaTauri are just going to be stretching their advantage at the moment. And there is TK's now. What a Grand Prix before an ALR. Look at those flame towers in front of us as well. As, of course, that symbolises the land of fire, which is where we're at the moment. The 2 Aston Martins are not leading the moment. Unfortunately, Gunnar is right at the back of the field there as he is. I'm not sure if he's spun around or whatnot. So Gunnar right at the back after his incredible qualifying performance there. TK then, and look at this battle here. The top 4 are starting to spread away now slightly. Maldonado is hanging on there gamely in the background. There she is in the Williams car. So as we got to yellow flags, as New Potato is in major issues there. Oh gosh, and I think let's just take a look there. New Potato, has he got damage? He hasn't got damage. No yellow flags as well. As that's who's that? I think that's Mushroom. Mushroom is facing the wrong way. He's damaged the Haas car as well. The nose cone is completely gone, or the wing section I should say is completely gone in the on the Haas car there. So Sirius Rush is not liking the Haas car at all, is he, this at the moment? What about Farf? He's loving it at the moment. It's road, leaves the gearbox of the Alpine car, and look at this, thank goodness me, and he's right so very much right underneath it now. As FIFA Beefy is going to defend now. Farf is at top speed, then Fanjo's at the fast lap now. Young Tommy's at the fast lap as well. Look at this, and he's pushing, and he's alongside going into turn 1. Has he done it? It's a bit of a rubbish camera shot. That's better. And Farf up the inside takes the position. FIFA down into 7th position there. Ooh, Farfetch up into 6th position now. A good start there, Farfetch. That is, my times are all over the show at the moment there. As hopefully they will sort themselves out. Bradfield there, as Gunnar is Gunnar's out of the Grand Prix. He's what's going on there? Gunnar is I'm not sure where Gunnar is, but he has completely disappeared off the map, hasn't he? So Gunnar out of the Grand Prix. His incredible qualifying has come to nothing there. He is going to be very disappointed indeed. Serge Russell also in the pits as well. He'll be home for a safety car now, won't he? As it's going to be a very long Grand Prix. As Gunnar is going to be furious, isn't it? As now then we're coming into the castle section as well. Fanjo is really putting pressure on TK at the moment now. As Fanjo then is Sir Special his own just coming out of the pits. That's how far behind. He's almost half a minute down the road now from the rest of the competitors. We've got some minutes intervals between FIFA and FAR, between Slayer and V Todd then. So interesting times out there at the moment, isn't it? So just on board. And just on board with Fanjo as well before accelerating away then, and now coming down the start finish straight, which is everything bucketed to straight at the beginning. They said as Farf has got a bit of a conga line for him behind him at the moment. Has it? Goodness me, McLaren is off. VP has gone off in a major way, and that's it. Oh gosh, and look at this, he's right in the middle of the circle there. I don't think that's going to be a safety because the Red Bull having to take evasive action there. As I think that was Slayer, wasn't it? BP is having a great race there, but that is going to not be good towards it. Farfair, who looks like he's maxing out there. Has he got a shorter gear ratio than perhaps? Well, whatever the case may be, he's still. It was still enough there, wasn't it, to keep in front of the Alpine car. BP in the pits there. He's going to be very disappointed, that isn't he? As we just got Markey and Gordo also fighting for position as well. The highest hard runner is actually Slayer, who's up into a very solid 8th position. That good stuff indeed. That Gordo having to then go to turn 2. Then there's usually not much room for error in turn 2 into the pits. There comes New Potato as well. Then, and unfortunately, New Potato's got damage to his wing now as well. Gallagher and Slayer is fighting there side by side out of turn 4. I think Gallagher's got it then, but he has the outside, and Slayer's going for the inside here. And at the moment, he's got the position. He has got the position there. And of course, Gallagher on the medium compound tires. And Gordo's just got past Markey and moved up to a length position as well then. As now TK, as Fanjo has taken the lead there. And oh my goodness me, I completely missed that. I'm so sorry. But Fanjo leads the Grand Prix. He's now almost a second and a half in front. He's been released, Fanjo outside. And now is he going to run and hide in this Grand Prix? Well, we're going to find out anyway. But there's still a long way to go in this one. Yellow flag in at 2 as Welsh Rodonado is off the circuit there. And she's off in a big way. It's a virtual safety car. She's gone off in the very fast kinks here. And my goodness me. And yes, it's a virtual safety car, man. And she's in the wall. And she is out of the race there. At turn 15 there. Oh, goodness me. Then Maldonado then going straight into the wall. And pole position potentially was stolen away possibly. And now in the race, then she got herself up to 4th position. But she is out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix after only 4 laps. There's a safety car here. Oh, my goodness me. Into the pits. There comes that Fanjo. TK is in the pits as well. All the top runners are coming to the pits. Look at the gaps here. It's almost 9 seconds there. Farf has made his way up to 4th position. There's Farf coming into the pits. Indeed, he is. Is everyone coming into the pits here? I think they are. Let's see then. Is the Alpine mechanics going to get to work? They've got soft tires for Fanjo and for look at this, and young Tommy, the championship leader, hasn't been serviced first, and has he? And that is a major blow there for the championship leader here, as he has dropped right the way down the order, hasn't he? As he going to get out in front of Wilson there. This is a precarious moment there, and he hasn't, you know. He's down in 10th position on the hard tyres. Oh my goodness me. Far out in 11th position there. V Todd is 12th. FIFA Beefy. I wonder if Alpine had to get themselves back in position when FIFA came into the pits as well. Reflections in the pits, and so is Curly, who's gone on to the medium compound tires, and New Potato and Sirius Rusher is going to be very happy with this at the moment, haven't they? As they have got they have had a bit of a reprieve, haven't they? So Fanjo is in the pits, back out in front, and he's on the fresh soft tires then. Second position then is Gallagher. He is on the medium tires. He hasn't pitted. And North Slayer and North Marskiver. Slayer's on the hard tires. Medium tires for Marski at the moment. And TK is the second driver to come to the pits. He is on the soft tires. And Gordo and Markey didn't come in the pits either. Nor did Bradfield or Wilson. They're on the medium tires. Hard tires for Gordo and Markey. Very interesting stuff indeed into the pits. That comes out there. Well, just kind of the pits is New Potato, unfortunately. Once again, the Williams having a bit of I've got to say, the Williams team had a bit of a nightmare start to the season, haven't they? Really, they just can't seem to catch a break, can they? The two Williams drivers, unfortunately. Daniel's saying, can't wait for turn 1. Just don't copy him. Just don't copy me and press the magic brake button and go off like Lewis Hamilton there. Gore saying the safety car is good because I can catch up, but bad because the medium/soft runners can box for hard tires. Well, that's Gordo's assessment of the situation at the moment. There's Bert Mylander, liking the fact that he is back in action. Shame he took Monaco off, didn't he? As he didn't even ask for leave at Monaco, did he? He just decided to go off and he just decided to go off and just go into the casino and do whatever he wanted. Then, it's just on board with New Potato at the moment, and who is just currently put on a fresh set of medium compound tires. So this race is a bit much up in the air now. So on lap 5, safety car will probably have one more lap before it comes back in the pits. Remember last night we had about 5 safety cars in the end, and it was action galore, wasn't it? Last night, wasn't it, in safety cars? We've had a lot of safety cars at the opening stint of this season 6 of ALR in all over the leagues, hasn't it, really, there? As if you've heard a couple of drivers there mention it earlier, I mentioned it already this season. So safety car then is still out of the moment. And we've got one more lap behind it before we get back going once again. Then, so this one is going to be a long road race, wasn't it? It was last night, and I think it's going to be again here tonight, especially with the safety cars, which really considerably slows down the pace, doesn't it? Lovely shot here, lovely high end shot as well of Baku. Is there? It's an incredible place, isn't it? Baku is there on the edge of Europe, isn't it? If my geography is which is not a lot to be desired for by any stretch of imagination, but I'm sure it's definitely in Europe, isn't it? Azerbaijan is. I know Turkey is half in Europe, half in Asia, isn't it? I know that much. There is. I found that fascinating. And when Ted Kravitz told me when we was told us when we was back in Turkey between 2005 to 2011. Of course, we also heard a. We also heard a rumbling, didn't we, from, as I'm wondering if Marky's just got past the Gordo then, or was it the other way around perhaps, and we'll find out in a minute. Of course, there is a problem with the game then, where you can seem to, where you can overtake someone in the safety car and the game doesn't register it. I've done that before, of course, in the PBE race last Thursday. Dan was not very happy with me, was he? To be fair, of course, there. But I try and gain as much as I can there, because so I was got to say I'm one slowest in that league there. Anyway, enough about my appalling performances. Gordo says just binned it, and that is exactly what he's done there, and he has damaged the end plate on that Ferrari. Oh, goodness me. And that is at the worst time as well, because I think the safety car will be in at the end of this lap then, because the Crocodile is all caught up now and we'll be back racing again. And that is a major blow for Gordon there. He was saying that he wasn't sure what to do. Unfortunately, if the lights are still on the safety car, I wonder if Gordon may get a reprieve here on the safety. No, it's just as I say that, the safety car is coming into the pits, and race control has told us that the safety car said this is the hardest start. This is the hardest safety car start in all of the race. A lovely shot here. Look at this, look at the scenery here in Baku. Absolutely fantastic. Look how calm it is there. But the calm is going to be turning into a storm in a minute there, is there? As when is Fanjo going to release the cars, Ed? When is he going to release the pack? We go and we're going to be back racing then in Azerbaijan in just a few moments' time. Then 21 laps to go in this Grand Prix. It's a crucial Grand Prix in the World Championship as well. Young Tommy leads Dylan by 10 points at this moment in time. Dylan is not in the race then, as he is enjoying a holiday. We'll go now. Look at the cars and slipstreaming each other. Fanjo's had the perfect start, and Gallagher though hasn't, has he? Because he's now very much under the caution from his teammate, and now from Marsky as well, as we're going down into turn 1. Gallagher's got the inside, then Slayer's on the outside. Gallagher and Slayer going side by side. TK is out of full finish again past Marsky. Remember, TK is on fresh tires as well, as Gallagher giving the Red Bull room. TK is out with his firm for this now. He's going to go for second as well. This is some amazing driving there for TK. Look right, there he is then, and he's over in second position there, and he may have lost a bit of ground then to the race here, but that is inch perfect, and that is absolute perfection there, is there, from TK to get himself back into this. Now we got BP having a look then. Curry's got in front of FIFA as well behind us, so has he? Yes, he has then, because FIFA's lost position. He's down into 14th then. Curly up into 13th then. BP having a look as well. We've got a lot of cars all over the show here, as oh gosh, there's Curry there giving them FIFA a bit of a nudge there. So reflections there also in 15th position now, prime and ready to go. The Fanjo is now 2 seconds in front of TK, who's in second position. Gallagher in third then. Slayer in fourth then. Marsky in fifth then. Look at this, we're just watching the under tray of that Red Bull now from Marsky's viewpoint then before accelerating away. And now then, as he is slipstreaming, he slips Marsky is slipstreaming then the Red Bull car. Remember, these drivers are going long in this Grand Prix as well on the medium and the hard compound tyres then. So yes, we'll keep an eye on this one going forward then. Farf is 2 tenths of a second away. He's 1 tenth for a second away. He's going for the young Tommy there. Young Tommy, of course, said it's got a championship battle. Farf is not in this championship battle just yet, but that may change then later on next. We've only done 3 races in the ALR Silver World Championship at the moment then, so there's still a long way to go. So it's far from done then. And look at this, as they're all over each other. And BP is now looking in his rear view mirror there. Bradfield has got past Marquis. He is now up in the first 6th position there. The Red Bull driving and Red Bull having a look at a very strong at the moment. As that Farf drop backside. And what about it's a curly close? No, yes, I wonder if Mercedes might do a pincer movement here. And look at this. Well, I'm not sure where Bradfield's going to go here. Oh no, Bradfield is. Oh gosh, it's a bit of a. Oh my word there. Vital is out of the race then. As Bradfield and Wilson came the blows. There's a safety car. It's a safety car here then. As oh my goodness me, and Vital then unfortunately in the wrong place at the wrong time. He is out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's the Mercedes driver then. And yes, unfortunately Bradfield and Wilson came the blows there, didn't they? Turn 2. Didn't he leave each other in then, similar to Ocon and Perez in 2017 in the race in the Force India cars, wasn't it? So unfortunately they did cut the blows there. So we've got a bit of a dilemma now, haven't we? As we're now on lap 8 of this Grand Prix. Now, what did the front 2 do? We've gone onto the soft tyres and 3 retirements. Gunnar, Maldonado, and Vital all out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. So what do the front 2 do then? They're on the soft tyres. Are they going to come back into the pits then, or so I'm not too sure about this, and I've got to say, I'm glad I'm not in their positions. That's all I say. So we're going to see that a couple of drivers come to the pits after that little pile up there in the turn 2, shall we say? Yeah, going to be very interesting stuff. Ben, we're on lap 8, and it's the hard tires going to get to the end from here. Well, I asked that question quite multiple times last night. Well, which tires are going to go to when? But I'd never got an answer really, and I don't think the silver drivers would have got an answer either last night because we had safety cars galore. Are we going to get the same? We're going to get the same thing here tonight then? Well, we'll have to wait and see, shall we? Because I am no Mystic Meg then. Gordo has done a little dance there when he seen that safety car come out. He's just mentioned in the comments there. Look at that then, as Curly is dropping back then to warm up those tires. And so the top to the pits there comes Gallagher. He was having a very good debut, isn't he, in the Alfa Romeo team there. Good stuff indeed there. Comes into the pits there, changing onto the hard tires for the Alfa Romeo team then. I love the stop indeed there. Unfortunately, Marsky now, it looks unfortunately in silver. That is the downside, isn't it? Where you have 2 competitive drivers in the same team now, and unfortunately it just costs one or the other, doesn't it? And unfortunately you've had that a couple of times tonight, and now it's Marsky's turn now to fill the Ralph Fed. And I think Ferrari also going to be another team that's going to have the same problems. Well, Marky's now in 15th position. Reflections coming out of the pits, while Gordo just coming into the pits end as the Ferrari team were just trying to reset themselves and go on to the medium tires before going back out. And so Gordo is going to be very happy with proceedings at the moment, isn't he? Albeit it's down in 17th position there, but he's down in 70th position now, but I think he's going to be quite happy with that then, because he was a long way adrift, wasn't he, when he damaged his car under the first safety car, so he'll be very happy with that he's back over there as well. Serious Motion, lovely helmet design, by the way, from Serious Motion, fantastic. So Fan Joe leads then with TK in second, the 2 drivers then coming to the pits then, Young Tommy and Farr through on the hard tyres, and they're on quite fresh hard tyres as well in 3rd and 4th. I think they're going to be sitting very pretty there in 3rd and 4th. Wilson and Bradfield have not come in the pits then, and I must say, is that those 2 that instigated the incident there. I'm wondering if they got off scot-free here, potentially here, as they're now in 5th and 6th position. I can't see any damage there, but these wings are so incredibly designed there. The naked eye, you cannot see who's got what damage, have you? But Bradfield and Wilson are still 5th and 6th position there, as I'm wondering if there might be some exchange of words after them 2 came to blows at turn number 2 then. I think they came to blows at the Japanese Grand Prix, didn't they, a couple of seasons ago as well? But I think it's all fair in love and war, isn't it? So we got a safety car. Hopefully the safety car will be back in this lap, but it won't be back in this lap because we are just waiting for Gordo to catch up as well. Both Ferraris are at the back of the pack at the moment, and that's Reflections in Gordo, as we got another incredible race set to go, which is coming your way, haven't we, then, for once again in ALR Silver. I've got to say, Mondays is probably the worst day of the week, isn't it, normally? But ever since ALR ALR is introduced silver 4 seasons ago, Monday has become one of the best days of the week, hasn't it? What a way to start off your week, isn't it? By watching ALR silver every Monday, 7:30 UK time. A lovely little cheeky plug there as well. Of course, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome, everyone. This is Formula One 2021 then, which is a championship by ALR, of course. And we have four leagues then, of course, gold, silver, bronze, and cobalt there from for Sunday to Wednesday then. As Gordo saying, I think I'll play it safe at this time then, as Gordo's just not steaming up to the back of the safety car line too much. No, it's not steaming up to the back of the safety car too much yet, and this is run board Gordo, so just looking in front now. So as I thought he was having fun relying outside then. Oh, goodness me, don't know. I had a deluge last night. I was getting a bit wet there as my window was slightly ajar. I've drawn my curtains tonight straight from the get-go. There was a funny woman looking at me last night as well, which distracted me. I got to say, I struggle to commentate when I feel someone's looking at me, because I do feel, I do feel a bit silly sometimes. Anyway, but there we go. Those are the brakes. But hopefully the drivers will have brakes going down into turn one when the safety car finally comes back in, as Bertman Anders very much earning his paycheck since he wasn't earning it in Monaco, was he? So, but I think he earned more than enough, didn't he? In the opening 8 rounds of ALR, didn't he? This season, of course, we've had safety cars galore, didn't we? And gold, silver, bronze, and cobalt over the first 2 opening weekends, didn't we? Oh, golly gosh, so I mean, I was expecting more to say with Monaco, but yeah, we didn't have no safety cars at all in Monaco, did we? Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. I think that's probably the first time in ALR history we didn't have a safety car at all. And the race was still fantastic, wasn't it? So on board Fangio at the moment, he's done 4 laps on these soft tires. And we heard, though, from Gallagher that the soft tires are going to fall apart quite quickly here. So TK has into the pits here because of the safety car. So TK and Fangio both on the soft tires. So they're going to have to do another sprinting. They're guaranteed to come back into the pits then, those 2 drivers are then. But they're going to go from medium tires, I think, in the final stint then. But let's see then. Fangio timed his first safety car absolutely to perfection. This is going to be another AlphaTauri Grand Prix win this season. They have been pretty impressive, haven't they? They'll be the first team now to get 2 Grand Prix wins. When's he going then? Fangio then? Is he going to replicate his first start? He would love to, won't he? As the cars are then, as we can't see Fangio, as he is still on board with him then. When is he going to get going then? As look at this, and as TK is trying not to be caught out here. Look at how slow he's going now. He's trying to leave it as late as possible. And there's the car steaming through in the background. Now we're go again then. And the TK is just been dropped side as Farf is into the pits. And so what's happening to Farf there? And look, we got 3 abreast there going down between the 2 McLarens there as BP and New Potato and gosh there, and as Ben Gallagher just got hit there by one of the cars as he was coming back onto the circuit. And Farf is in the pits, are changing those as well. BP is out of the Grand Prix there as it was getting very squeezy down there, was that there, as I wonder if BP is trying to take the racing line perhaps there, maybe, but that's a yellow flag then in turn 2. Hopefully don't get another safety car at the moment then. BP out of the Grand Prix, he is left for session, and he's going to be furious, isn't he, with this run of with this poor run he's on the moment. BP is, he hasn't got no points so far in the silver campaign. On board with Curry at the moment, Cyrus Musher dropping down the order as well. He hasn't come in the pit on that last round then, as Sop there is saying, come on Curry, and come on Ben as well. Unfortunately Ben has got a 3-second penalty as well, and he was on a great debut up until that safety car restart, as one of the Alfa Romeos was steaming through, wasn't it? I'm not sure if it was Marsky or Gallagher, but I think it might have been Marsky actually. Gap at the front is 0.6 of a second, and young Tommy and Wilson have just dropped back slightly. Farf has been taken out of the game somewhat then with that pit stop there. I'm not sure if he got it under the safety car, if he got damage under the safety car to restart, or if that was before. Curly at the moment is 0.4 of a second away from FIFA Beefy, but FIFA's on the hard tires and Curly is on the medium compound tires one. He's gaining. No DRS just yet, and we have to wait for him 3 laps out of the safety car to come in and before the DRS is enabled. But Curly may have to do it the old-fashioned way here, and he certainly is. Look at that, what a camera shot! And he is right under the gearbox once again. Look at this. He is going left. Now he's going right. Now he's back to left. And I don't know why left's and right side. Curly down the inside. He is down the inside. FIFA, though, hanging it outside fantastically well. And we've got the Williams of New Potato also getting involved. Curly again now attacking turn 2. But FIFA Beefy is not yielding, is he? As FIFA Beefy there very much battling away, isn't he? Great some the Gallagher into the pits as well. So is Serious Merchant there. So damage there for the second Haas car as well. What a shame now. FIFA's lost a second on that opening lap, and after the safety cars come in then, as he is defending for all he's worth there. As later on then, this could really pay dividends there on the Grand Prix in terms of strategy. How long is FIFA going to go? Is he going to go to the end of the race? Is him and Tommy going to go to the end of the race on those hard tyres? If that is the case, he doesn't want to lose any track time whatsoever, does he? Which includes not letting Curly by. Oh, Curly there going to the back there as he damaged the car. As I'm not sure if FIFA got a punch there, because he was looking very squirrely and almost into the bar there. As goodness me, they're all scraping the bar. Look at this queue of cars then, as FIFA is at the head of this train here. We got the trolley train here in Baku. Oh my goodness me then. And now dropping down the hill as well. Oh gosh, look at these cars flying, and you don't get any wash on the front wing there. Otherwise you're going to be a passenger going down that hill, aren't you? Look at how close the drivers again, and this is in race trim as well. It's impressive, isn't it, to say the least? No DRS again on this lap. There'll be DRS the next lap. Will Curly need the DRS? I didn't think he would need. I didn't think he would still be behind FIFA after that incredible, after slipstream quite nicely on the last lap. But I think FIFA has really hurt his momentum now, as the DRS has now been enabled then. And look at this, that he's gaining, and he's now pulling out from under slipstream as well. Then there's now with FIFA once again repelling the attack. Then New Potato on, then Curly on looks as well. I think he's just trying to distract FIFA. But FIFA there is a wily old veteran of ALR, isn't he there? He's not going to be distracted too easily, but Curly's on the inside! He's on the inside there! And once again, this is incredible how they're just going side by side with each other. Magnificent. Look at this queue of cards here as well. As now he's going on the inside, now the outside. He's on the outside. Curly is, and FIFA's on the inside. Is he going to give him room then? That's a magnificent maneuver there from FIFA. Some from Curly, helping his 6 minutes there. New Potatoes on it then, but there's no way through at the moment. Oh, FIFA's in the wall. I think he misjudged breaking point as he damaged the end plate. We'll find out now, and as here they come then, as FIFA has still got both end plates. I think he has anyway. So he still has both end plates at the moment now, FIFA does. And Curly now up into 6th position. He has been released. And Marquis is going on the inside of Gordo, or is it Gordo going on the inside of Marquis? Then I think that is the case as we go through the castle section once again. Then as we're coming out of the castle section, they're flying over the crest of the hill. So we've got brilliant stuff indeed. Great race between Curly and FIFA. Absolutely love that. Back on board then with New Potato. Look at that stuff over there. Almost at the same problem as his teammate there. Potato there very much holding it strong there. Fanjo is now 4 seconds drift there. 4 seconds in front of TK, I should say. Then brilliant restart there from Fanjo. Great stuff indeed there on the soft shod AlphaTauri car. Look at this, and his FIFA is trying to weave this way and that way, but New Potato's already through there, absolutely flying through there. As now we've also got TK's coming to the pits. Oh, done 7 laps on those soft tires. As FIFA is in the pits, is he? No, he isn't. He's staying out there. He's defending for his worst because he's back past New Potato as his teammate for FIFA Beaver's teammate comes into the pits then. Oh, FIFA has got a very slippery car, hasn't he, on that straight, and that is going to be a very helpful tool to have later on in the Grand Prix. Coming out of turn 2 again, and this is a magnificent race. I'm loving this. And once again, then it's FIFA and New Potato really fighting tooth and nail. Then seasoned veterans of ALR really showing their mettle in this street fight of a Grand Prix, isn't it? Oh, magnificent stuff. And then once again, then FIFA has the high ground. He has the position, and Curly is now almost without DRS range out of these two, as Curly has also shown his pace as well. Curly is on the freshest medium compound tires in front of us. I almost had a spin, I think Curly did, out of the corner of my eye. Just said absolutely amazing stuff indeed. Sop is saying that is brilliant there from Curly. Fantastic, wasn't it? On the outside of FIFA Beefy. Magnificent. FIFA's in the wall. He's in the wall. That's a cloud and a half this time, and he is ghosting there. And goodness me, oh gosh, there's FIFA is on the inside of New Potato. Oh my goodness me, I'm getting worried. Oh my gosh, I thought he didn't ghost there, as they're side by side, and that would have been an airplane crash, wouldn't it? As now we got FIFA Beefy. He is limping now, isn't he? FIFA is. I think that has he got damage though? I'm surprised he didn't have damage before. He hasn't got damage again there, but I think he's got. Oh no! As they almost locked wheels, Slayer and FIFA did, and this is getting very intense indeed. Marsky is also there as well, and look at this, and oh my goodness me, Wilson. Oh, wow, incredible stuff there. Oh, my gosh, there in FIFA. I'm not sure if he came, I'm not sure if he's in that Red Bull or not then, but they almost crashed into each other. Bradfield has passed Wilson, and Jay Destaire has passed him. Where's FIFA? He's in the pits, and I think that is confirmed. He's got damage on the Alpine car. As Marsky has gone deep. Gordo is having a look on the inside of Marsky as well. Remember, Marsky does have a penalty for an infringement under the safety car. Marsky is spun. Marky's gone into the back of Marsky. And oh my word there, as I don't think Marsky got a hole spinning there. Did Markey slow down in time? And has he got damage then to the Aston Martin car? And oh gosh, now he has. He's gone straight off it into the wall. I wonder if that was frustration there from Markey. Unfortunately, he's damaged the Aston Martin car, and Farfair is not too far behind him now either. Well, this is anarchy. Now we got Curly, who's right underneath the gearbox of this battle here. Markey dropping down the order, unfortunately, then in the Aston Martin on board then with Curly, who is currently giving Bradfield and Wilson some cause for concern then. Impressive how Fangio has gone 9 laps on those soft tires, and he's still pulling out a gap at the moment now to young Tommy. As young Tommy's actually starting, just as I say that, young Tommy is trying to bridge the gap then as much as he can then, because that might come and help him later on in the race. And I wonder if Fangio's going to try. He's in the window now to go soft again then till the end of the Grand Prix. Fangio is saying, so he might go soft now. Interesting tactics here from Fangio. That is something I wasn't even thinking about. TK's on the medium compound tires then. This is getting very interesting indeed, isn't it? What an incredible Grand Prix. As Curly is all over the back now of Wilson, and look at this, he's going this way and that way, and Wilson is blocking the whole of the track there. He's making that McLaren as wide as possible, but Curly doesn't care. He is coming through, and he is coming through then. Wilson has done 14 laps on these medium tires. This is a long old stint there for Wilson. He's got to look at the turn one. He is, he's down on the inside, and Curly fully out the position done there. Marsky and Gordo are also fighting in the background as well. I think Gordo's got that position there. Wilson has got the position back from Curly, and Curly didn't want that at all, because now that is allowed New Potato back in his DRS as well. That's allowed Slayer back in his DRS as well. Look at them as they're weaving, trying to break the slipstream. Curly's having a look on the inside, and he's having a look there, and he's going in deep there, and he just about there as Wilson's just about kept Curly at bay here. Oh my goodness me. Ooh. And now we have got now look at this though, because Curly didn't get the job done. Now he's under attack from behind there, so he can't now focus just on attack. He has to focus on keeping this position there. As a New Potato and Slayer are on similar strategies, and Curtis has gone back into that McLaren there, and Wilson is now holding these guys out. And Slayer, is he having a look there? I think that would have been nothing but broken wings and carbon fibre in the castle section there. And now we've got Gordo also involved as well. Marsky and Reflections there are hanging on gamely in the background there. Oh my goodness me, they're just keeping an eye on the background there, because I think, oh gosh, there's that Red Bull there is looking very it's not the Red Bull, sorry, it's the Ferrari looking very game, isn't he, there, trying to get past Slayer at the moment there. They will have an opportunity with the DRS there, which is coming up now, so they will have the DRS event, they will have the DRS activation zone in the next few 100 meters or so then, as it is now coming up then. There we go then, so now it's going to be DRS there. Of course, Wilson did a cracking job earlier on there to repel the attack. Now is he going to be able to repel the attack again? No, because Curry's gone the outside this time then. They're wheel to wheel. Wilson there, oh my goodness me, they're almost touching there, and now we got the, oh my goodness me, and now we've got New Potato involved as well. Curly, he's got it deep, and Potato is having a full position. Curly has got it too deep. What a shame there. He had the move done there, and Wilson there has gone into Slayer, I think there. Oh no! And there's a huge crash between Slayer and Wilson, and they are out of the Grand Prix. It's a safety car. Oh my goodness me. And yeah, safety car there, and once again it's the pitfall of turn 2 there, isn't it? Oh my goodness gracious me then, and that is oh my word. So that is quite a hefty impact there, and once again it's turn 2 for Wilson there. This time it's Slayer who's come to grief there. New Potatoes having the full position, Gore over the 5th fed. Where is Curly? Curly's dropped right down the order then, as yeah, he's got no wing at all then in that exchange there. Unfortunately, we have got Gallagher coming to the pit set, so he's going to be happy with this safety car. He's on the soft tires now. Gallagher is for the remainder of the race set. So is Markey and FIFA Beefy as well. We're down to 15 cars in this race. Gurman saying this is entertaining. My goodness me, isn't it entertaining? Absolutely incredible stuff, said Lisa. But I've got to say, Baku is always entertaining, isn't it? As I mentioned earlier on, then this is very much a Street Fighter circle, isn't it? You very much got to get your elbows out there, and unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't pay off. I think I didn't actually check because Wilson got damage as well, and just take a look to see where Wilson is. And in the McLaren, he didn't get damage in the first exchange, but he's got a lot of damage this time. Well, he's got more than a lot of damage. He's got no wing at all then. And as I saw Slayer saying that he was on for a top three then, and he didn't have to pit again. It's not such a shame. Drive through penalty there for Marquis for speed under the safety car into the pit. Soft tires again for Fangio then, so he knows exactly what strategy is going on. Bradfield in the pits while everyone is coming into the pits, and young Tommy once again and having to wait. Then is his teammate. His teammate. That's the problem with having two competitive drivers, isn't it? As usually has Dylan. This tonight he has Fangio, doesn't he? So the Alpha Tower team have got a headache there. So they're going to have two very competitive drivers. Gordo's up in the second position there. TK is up into fourth position now in the Alpine car. Bradfield fifth. Serious Mushroom is now in fifth position, I should say, with Bradfield coming out in sixth. New Potato is just overtaken Bradfield coming out of the pits there. What's happening to Bradfield? Bradfield has gone off there. So what's happening to Bradfield there? Look, there's something gone wrong there with the. I don't think that's a technical failure for Bradfield. I think as he just got overtaken there, didn't he? Come on the pits there, and yeah, that's a problem there for Bradfield's car. Unfortunately, he's going to have to come back in the pits. Luckily, I think the safety car will be out for another lap or two at the very least, for Bradfield. But that is such a shame. He's got the hard tires on as well, which I don't think is what he wants, is it? So unfortunately for Bradfield, he's going to lose track position now. But at least he's still in the Grand Prix. Wilson now in 10th position on new soft tires. Same with Reflex as well. Curdy has gone on to the medium tires here then. So I'm wondering if Curly has run out of soft tires. Bifa in 13th, 14th with Marsky, and Gallagher in 15th position there. On board Fangio at the moment, and so this is his debut here tonight in silver. He is having a fantastic performance, and Wilson has just confirmed then that Bradfield's wheel has broke. Then that is why he was couldn't get up to power then. And when he did get up to power, there was just too much torque. Remember what happened to Kimi Räikkönen in 2014 and 15 in Canada, where the torque was just too much there, and he spun, didn't he there? But I think that this there is more of a technical gremlin there for Bradfield. What a shame, as he was very much in the thick of this action, wasn't he? And I don't think he was meant to put the hard tires on either, perhaps. And well, maybe he ran out of hard tires for Bradfield. I don't think he has, though, because he hasn't been in the pitch, has he? So I'm speaking absolute nonsense there. As Gordo saying, someone explain how I'm second there. As Dylan saying, Tommy has pitted Gordo as Dylan, the bronze world champion, also in the comments as well. As his seat is being occupied tonight by Fangio, isn't there? As he's keeping it nice and warm, isn't he, for Dylan tonight? As he's leading the Grand Prix on soft tires as well. As the motor there is looking a very strong Alpha Tauri 1-2. And remember, the most dominating team in ALR history is the Haas team, where they won, I think they won 7 Grand Prix in a row, didn't they, in total? From the French Grand Prix all the way up to the Russian Grand Prix of Season 2 between German and Liam, yeah, didn't they? Bradfield in the pits, and hopefully he can remedy the damage to his steering wheel. He's back on the medium tires. Bradfield is changing the nose cone. Has he got drive this time? Coming out of the pits. We'll find out now then from the Red Bull pit. Bradfield put on the wrong tires too. Well, he's now on the medium compound tires, and Bradfield is on. One of you would like to have gone on soft tires as well, but still, luckily. Luckily though, we still got the safety car out with 7 laps to go. Enright said, focus on the racer, Wilson lad there. But I think the Wilson's doing a cracking job in 9th position. And as it stands, and he does not need to go in the pits again, but it's going to be a sprint finish now until the end of the Grand Prix. And I don't think anyone's going to want to come in for a schedule stop this time around, is it? So then, let's take stock, shall we? Then we're on lap 19, and we should be coming. The safety car's coming at the end of this lap, I would presume. But before I do so, let's just take look at the penalty. Said drive for penalty for Markey for speeding under the safety car. Unfortunately, that is a slam dunk, and unfortunately, that's going to take him out of contention unless there's another safety car. A 3-second penalty for Gallagher. So those are the only 2 penalties so far in this field. That's fantastic stuff indeed there. So really very impressive stuff indeed. Right then, Fangio leads the Grand Prix on his silver debut, and he's going to go for a Grand Prix win. 1-for-1 there for Fangio. Of course, so he does have 7 laps to go. Gordo in a magnificent second position at the moment, but he hasn't come to the pits. He's going to be under attack now there from the cars behind him. Young Tommy on soft tires going to the end then. TK medium tires with Serious Mushroom on the fifth and having a bit of a difficult race. Serious Mushroom is, but he's using he's been in every single Grand Prix in his silver career and every single silver race in ALR's history, and he's showing his muster tonight, isn't he, in the fifth position. New Potato in sixth, and Marsky is seventh, Farf is eighth, ninth is Wilson. The safety car's in the end. It's up. I've got to get a move on. 10th position is Reflections. Curly in the 11th position. 12th is FIFA. Marquee drive through in 13th. Unfortunately, Gallagher on his debut 14th, been unlucky. Same with Bradfield in 15th, also unlucky. Technical gremlins there for the steering wheel, and he is right at the back of the field there. Dylan saying go on AlphaTauri team then. Yeah, potentially they could get a 1-2 for the AlphaTauri, and I think that we've only ever had 2 1-2s in silver's history. Oh no! And we've got penalties for Marsky and New Patel. Hopefully, if it's deemed to be accidental or deemed to be some kind of shenanigans from Codemasters, then we might be able to get that taken away then. But Marsky and New Patel not going to be too happy with that. And we're back racing here in Baku then. Once again, then look, young Tommy's all over the back then of Gordo as he wants to get the job done quite quickly as well. Then we're back racing. Marsky dropping down the order like a stone as Gordo's on the outside, Gordo's on the inside, young Tommy on the outside. He's a championship leader. He wants to extend it, doesn't he? And you see that he's a fighting champion as well. Young Tommy is as he was not going to let as a fourth now we pass his teammate as he was not going to, he's not going to yield, was he there? Good stuff for DTK. Has got half the tire life out of Gordo, and that is showing down the back straight. He's past Gordo and moved up into third position. Gordo dropped 2 positions there in the opening couple of corners there on this opening lap. Then Serious Motion down into 6th position there as of course he's being attacked by this soft shot runners now as a Nude Potato. And having a look there on the inside there is Serious Motion, and Serious Motion now is not going to yield to no one because his teammate is just overtaking him as well, and he's going to be a lovely stop gap, isn't he, for his teammate now. Whilst Farf could really go to work then as Marsky and as Gallagher having a good old scrap as well on board with New Potato as well in 7th position. A great fight and drive here from New Potato. Hats off to him, the bronze world champion, or former bronze world champion I should say, because that title is now to Dylan there. Farf is alongside Gordo. Oh my goodness me, Farf is never shy for an overtake. Oh goodness me, he's almost pushed Gordo into the wall there, but luckily there Farf judged it to absolute perfection there. Great stuff indeed there. Now Gordo is going to be very much, is he going to be a sitting duck going down this back straight? I must say I thought a lot of drivers going to be sitting ducks here tonight, but they really haven't been, have they? And now look at this, oh goodness me, look at us in this, he is slipstreaming out. Look at this, Gordo's trying to fail. We've got New Potato in the background as well, overtaken, oh my word there, overtaken as we got yellow flags. That is FIFA Beefy who has come to blows with the wall I think, but Gordo's coming back at him, going down into turn 1 then. He is back on the inside, he's back past Farf. Farf is going to be squeezed, but Farf is staying just within track limits, and now he's in 4th position, or is he? Because Gordo there, oh my goodness, Gordo's not leaving him alone now. Oh, magnificent driving, and now it's a New Potato's turn then as he is all over the back of Gordo. Gordo, he's going to go on the outside now, he's back on the inside as well. FIFA Beefy out of the Grand Prix, at the inside goes that New Potato, and a great sum indeed, that yellow flag as it is for FIFA Beefy's car, and New Potato's gone on the outside there. Great stuff indeed there as Gordo is slid there, and because of that then Marsky might also be through as well. Marsky is through there, and really using his racecraft. Marsky, the former bronze driver, and he's now up in new 6th position there on soft tire. Serious Mushroom is his next target. Gap at the front, 1.5 seconds there. TK is 2 seconds back, then Farf is 2 seconds away from TK. New Potato in 5th position. Serious Mushroom in 6th with Marsky, then the Ferrari of Gordo, then Wilson, followed by Reflection as well. That is the top 10 at the moment in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix with what am I saying? I don't know. 5 laps to go. That's it. For 5 laps to go in this Grand Prix, and yes, and so an absolutely incredible Grand Prix. This one has been, hasn't it? Ooh, and I've got to say, I've been very much working hard at this one. Wilson up the inside, passes Gordo, and now he is through up into 8th position. Wilson is then, and let's see where he can go from here on in then, Wilson. And we've also got a yellow flags then because, oh, Serious Mushroom is off the circuit there. He's spun off. I'm not sure he had a help in can handle whatnot. He's on 8-lap old medium tyres. DRS has now been enabled. And Serious Russian dropping down then to the back of the field. Reflections hasn't got past his teammate just yet. As Gordo is fighting as hard as he can, isn't he, on these 12-lap old medium tyres. We've now got Curly, who is in the top 10. Then Curly is and Gordo is letting his teammate through. Oh, good. Oh, no. And they've all gone to the back of each other. And Gallagher, who's now in a 10th position on his debut then. And goodness me, but now get Curly though. As Curly slipstreaming then is a colleague from SOP. But Gallagher's got the high ground. He has a position as well. Bradfield there right underneath the rear wing of Curly. Ooh. My word there, lap 22 out of 26. My goodness, gracious me. Absolutely incredible stuff. Oh, is that Gallagher having a look at Gordo there? As Gordo is not yielding, is he there? So I think the 2-4. I wonder if Gordo is trying to let his teammate through there. But I wonder if the 2-4 is just wasn't on the same page, perhaps, Ed. We've seen that before in Formula 1 terms, haven't we? Of course, remember the Italian Grand Prix 2013 there, where I think Fernando was very unhappy about the botched slipstream in the Italian Grand Prix there between himself and Felipe Massa. But Reflections now almost a second and a half up the road then. Yellow flag in front. New Potato is off the circuit there. And look at this, a New Potato then. And Easy got damaged there. I'm not sure if he's got damaged there. He's trying to get himself back on the circuit there. He is getting out of the way quite graciously. New Potato is there. But the Williams team there are, they've got such a strong package this year, haven't they? But unfortunately, they just can't piece it together, can they, in these Grand Prix at the opening stint here. And now Curly Red has got past it. Can Bradfield get past? Well, remember, Bradfield is driving with some technical gremlins there on his steering wheel, isn't he? But he's doing a good job nonetheless. And Gallagher's now in a great position. This shows that you should never give up in ALR, because now Gallagher is on course with some good points as well. Curly is now fighting with Bradfield. And look at this, Bradfield going on the inside there. Not quite though, as these two are on the medium tyres then. And Gordo's also on medium tyres as well. New Patel out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. Marquis down in 30th position. Serge Merchant down to 14th. We're down to 13 runners. I think we only had 9 last night, didn't we? Fanjo at the moment then is currently leading by 2 seconds. Then Young Tommy is second. TK in third. Then Farfo would love a podium here, won't he? As of course he is our Kimi Räikkönen of VLR, because when he gets interviewed, he basically speaks 2 words and that's it. But nevertheless, then we'd love to see Farf on the podium, won't we? But Farfo has still got to gain a bit of time, and he has got to find for 1.3 seconds then with the remaining 4 laps to go. But can he do it is the question. TK is going to be feeling a bit vulnerable on those 8-lap old medium compound tires. Back on board, Curly Monez really putting pressure on Gordo. Gordo dropping down the field as he elected not to stop in that final safety car period, or the last safety car period. And now then he is now Curly, who is never shy with an overtake, is he? Can he get some more points set on the board for Mercedes? This is going to be crucial, I think, in the World Championship. It's going to be tight this season, isn't it? And Curly, I think, is going to be one of the major players in the World Championship there. So points needs to be a premium in every single Grand Prix this year. I would hazard a guess then. Now he will have, he's using all of his overtake and then some, isn't he? Gordo's now, there is Gallagher just in front of us there. He's got DRS from Reflections in 7th position. Good driving here from Reflections tonight, and great stuff indeed. Marsky in a very solid 5th position as well. As Curly there is a good squeeze to the wall then, but it's not enough to the, oh my gosh, there we've now got Bradfield. Also, where is Bradfield? There he is, and look at this, it's Bradfield, a steam through over in 9th position there, passes Curly, and it moves into 2 points then. Great manoeuvre there from Bradfield. He just stepped back there and just had a deep breath, and then he's out, took 2 positions. Bradford is up to 9th then. Good stuff indeed there for the Red Bull. Reflection has just been overtaken by Gallagher. Gallagher now up into 7th position as well. Gallagher is we have now got Wilson, who's all over the back of Marsky as well. New Potato is not having the best of season start so far, is he? Unfortunately, in the Williams car, it's going to be absolutely going to be very deflated, is he, after the opening 3 rounds then of the ALR World Championship. We do go on to Canada next week, for New Potato, so hopefully he can maybe get some rub of the green then, and perhaps both Williams do hopefully like to get the rub of the green, won't they? So the retirement so far in this Grand Prix on 24 out of 26. Goon out of the Grand Prix quite early on, Malnard out of the Grand Prix, V Todd, BP, Slayer, FIFA, and New Potato all out of the Grand Prix. We got Mark, who had a drive-through penalty late on, unfortunately. Serious Mushroom also had to go in the pits late on as well, down in 12th position. Gordo is dropping back now as he's on very old medium tires, isn't he there? So he's going to be strong with the grip. Oh my gosh, there is Wilson there going a bit wide there into turn 15, and but he's okay there. Just a slight, very close to the barrier there, but that's where you need to be, isn't it? Curly would like to get up a couple more positions if he can then, as he is very much right underneath the rear wing now of the Red Bull car of Bradfield. Bradfield there was having such a great race there. I think he'd be up as high as 6th or 7th, and if he didn't have that technical gremlins there on that steering wheel. Curly also been has also had the advantage as well tonight, but he's slipstreaming this day. He'll have DRS now. There's the white line then, and now he has DRS. So look at this as he's gaining. Is he going to be enough? Not quite, and he is not close enough. Curly is in there. Gordo into the pits, and I think you wonder if he's going for fastest lap now. Of course, you get a point for fast lap wherever you are in the field, and not just if you're in the top 10 like you was last season there. Far seems to be running out of time here for his chance there to get on the podium, as we've got Bradfield and Curly, who are not really giving each other an inch, are they, through turn 3 and 4 here, as now Bradfield has still got a high ground, but Curly's gone for the old switcheroo there, and he will have the outside for the first part, which came, but the inside for the second part as Bradfield goes over. He's gone in deep. Bradfield that's great racecraft from Bradfield. Going in deep there to minimise the the acceleration for Curly. I couldn't even say what I couldn't think I was saying now. Goodness me. To minimise the acceleration there for Curly, but he's now got a lap and a half to sort this out then. As what's happened to Wilson? Wilson's dropping down the order there. As Wilson's come a cropper, I think, there, and now he's going to also be involved in this battle here. Has he got damage there, Wilson? It doesn't look like he's got major damage on that McLaren, but Bradfield and Wilson meet again then. Oh goodness me. Hopefully it's not for the last time here in Baku, as I'm really enjoyed it, but yes, but hopefully we can. Oh, Serge has got a 3-second penalty for his troubles as well. Back on board the Mercedes of Curly. Now he's got double slipstream, but I think that Wilson has really helped Bradfield here, because he's now got DRS. Bradfield has which is not going to help Curly, because look how far back Curly is, and we're on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Fangio still leads out by almost 3.5 seconds there. Bradfield is alongside Wilson. He's passed Wilson, moving up into 8th position there. So Bradfield on course there for some valuable 4 points as well, as Wilson going to do the switcheroo, not quite, and Reflection is now falling into the clutches. These battling trio cars here then, but Reflection's there. I wonder, he's got a lap left then, hasn't he? So he should be okay then, as I'm now on board with Curly and Wilson. I think Wilson has got damage, hasn't he? He's harvesting a lot as well. Wilson is there, so some major problems for the McLaren as Curly diving down the inside, and Wilson's onto the wall. Oh my goodness me. And Wilson, I think that if he didn't have damage before, he definitely has damage now in that McLaren there. And Curly there sending it at the inside. Unfortunately, they came to blows, didn't they? I say the Reflections, they've got one more lap then, but it's going to be a long lap, isn't it, for the Ferrari driver? Look, there's Curly and Bradfield there, very much catching up to the battle. Gordo is under a lot of pressure as well from Serious Mushroom then. Right then, as Farf has cut the gap quite considerably on this final lap there. Is there problems for the Alpina TK? Potentially, but I think it might be a lap too short there for Farf then, as we're now coming in to the final stretch then, and Fangio is going to win on his silver debut. It's going to be an AlphaTauri 1-2. They are doing fantastic in the championship of silver so far. They win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Fangio wins. Young Tommy in second. He extends his lead in the World Championship as well. Young Tommy does. Reflections is out of the Grand Prix. Oh no, Reflections, who is out of an absolutely incredible drive. He is out of the Grand Prix as well. What a shame there for Reflections. Gallagher on his debut in 5th position. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Gallagher. One of the strongest debutants we have seen in silver, apart from Fangio, who's won the Grand Prix today. And goodness gracious me, down to 12 runners in the end, and Reflections there was on course for a very strong 7th position. Bradfield recovered with that technical gremlin there to finish in 7th position there in the end. But it's an AlphaTauri 1-2. I think we had a Haas team who had a couple of 1-2s, didn't we, back in season 2? But AlphaTauri are really trying to break the record. I think that it wasn't 2 1-2s that the Haas team had that season. That's the most ever in ALR silver. Marski draw today. I'm not going to fault that then, because he had an absolutely incredible performance in the last 3 Grand Prix. Marski has really elevated his performances, hasn't he? With 2 points finishes, and now he's got a 3rd point finish in a row. But Fanjo wins the Grand Prix. Absolutely magnificent stuff there, as Dylan has got to be happy as his team has got a 1-2 tonight there with Fanjo and young Tommy. The only problem for Dylan tonight is that his teammate, young Tommy, extends the lead in the World Championship. I'm not going to. I think it's up to 28 points if my math is correct, which is probably not. So do not take that as gospel. Final classification then from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Fanjo gets fastest lap as well as the race win. So hats off to him. Good stuff indeed there. Second is young Tommy, as already mentioned there. He's extended in the World Championship. AlphaTauri in the second team in silver history to get a 1-2 after the Haas team. Third position was TK in the end from pole position to third. Fourth position was Farf. A good drive in the end, Farf, after he was quite the way back. Fifth position, Gallagher on his debut. Good stuff indeed there for Gallagher. Hats off to him. Sixth position is Marsky, driver of the day. He had a 5-second penalty, which might be rescinded there, depending on the steward's verdict. Seventh position is Bradfield there. I think Bradfield had a really good recovery in the end there. Curly in 8th position. 9th position is Wilson. Gordo gets that final point in the Ferrari in 10th position. Serious Messerman in 11th position. 12th position was Markey in the end. A late drive-through penalty really cost him points. And Serious Messer also on a late issue with the wall. Retirements was Reflections. Then we got New Potato, FIFA Beefy, Slayer, BP, V Todd, Washman, and Guna all retired from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And now I've got in the commentary box. I've got Fanjo. Fanjo, your first start in ALR Silver, and you've got a win there. Sounds pretty easy from my point of view. And talk. Oh, sorry. Oh, talks about your race then. Of course, there's a lot of safety cars today as well. How difficult is it to choose the strategies and stuff? I asked the Go drivers last night, and they seem to be a bit lost. Was you lost on terms of strategy? Uh, Tell us why you did want to go into the hard tires. Is it just as a driver you don't like the Is it just because of the is it just because of the hard tires? Absolutely magnificent stuff there. And in the end, there, young Tommy was chasing you down there. You had a couple of drivers behind you chasing you down. Was you concerned about TK because he came in the pits and was trying to go for the undercut? Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well done. And yeah, hats off to you indeed. Your first start in silver, and you won the Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff there, Fanjo. Absolutely mega stuff. Let's come to Tommy, who finished second today. Tommy, I think from my point of view, it's a very good day for you and the AlphaTauri team. You've now increased the AlphaTauri in the constructors and also in the driver standings for yourself, then. Talk us about your race. Your teammate was trying to avoid the hard tires as much as possible. Was you in the was you think was in the same mindset? The hard tires wasn't the best way to go around here, or or was you kind of open to strategy today? In the end, then as well, you got second. You got second today. Then I think that is your third podium as well this season, if I'm not very much mistaken, in 4 races. Fantastic stuff, and you're extended lead in the World Championship as well. You've had such a flying start this season. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Tommy. If you heard a siren in the background, that was because young Tommy is stealing this championship at the moment. Fantastic stuff there, indeed. There. Well done, young Tommy. Brilliant second day. And the third podium of your season as well. Magnificent. TK, an absolutely magnificent pole position today. Really good stuff indeed there. Talk us about that quali lap there. You absolutely nailed it in the final session. Was it kind of a was you live in each corner was you on that lap then in qualifying? Absolutely brilliant stuff, then. And going on to the race itself, then. Are you a bit disappointed not to convert the pole position into the win today, albeit the AlphaTauri team as a whole looks so strong today? And in the I got to say, I don't think it's choking at all to be on the podium in silver. It's an absolute tough, group of drivers indeed. Then, and you have to get it absolutely perfect to win a Grand Prix in ALR. But final question then: did you think about going on to the soft tires towards the end then, or was you just going for medium tires? Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well done, TK. And that is going to be it there for Silver tonight. Fantastic stuff from Fancho. Debutant tonight there. Came in here and controlled the race absolutely brilliantly well indeed. He did have a couple of contenders there, didn't he? With young Tommy TK and a couple of other drivers that are very much on his gearbox. In the end there, Fancho kept his cool and won the Grand Prix. Tomorrow night, we'll be back for some bronze action then, as Ayrton, I think, is currently leading the World Championship, if I'm not very much mistaken then. But it's all changed in bronze. We'll see you